Audio check.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The memes corrupt man.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Trash Taste Podcast. I'm Joey, and I'm with the boys as per usual. Connor
Merry
and Garnt.
Christmas,
Merry
guys!
Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck you
whatever holiday you celebrate.
So I thought for Christmas I would gift myself a new phone because this phone is absolutely shattered.
say. How the fuck did you do
And
that?
So I had it. It fell out my pocket while I was doing an IRL stream with Mouse.
Yeah.
And it smashed, and now it is like pretty much, it's like usable 10% of the time. So it somewhat kind of works, but it's just frustrating.
All right.
So I thought, well, I got a new phone.
What'd you get?
How hard can that be? Well, let's hold up on that before we get there.
Okay.
Just tell me what you get. I want to know.
So originally I wanted like the Z Fold or whatever, but I realized
Yeah.
I can't mount it to my bike if I
Yeah.
do because because it would be like fucking slapping around,
Yeah.
and they don't make
Not
mounts.
that flimsy.
Well, no, because like if you want a bike that goes on your phone, it's
Yeah.
like because it's just one like panel.
Yeah.
You can just have these like mounts that stick to it really nicely.
Yeah,
but with
yeah.
The Fold, there's no mounts right now.
Oh,
so I couldn't
right.
really, and I was like, well, shit.
Well, you don't want to wait for the mount either, right?
Yeah.
No, and so I was like, all right, whatever. I'll go for the Pixel. So in Japan, right, I was like, you know what? I'm with SoftBank.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, well, I'll just go to SoftBank because I have a. So this phone was a SIM-free phone, right? So I bought it from Google.
Yeah.
And then I went to SoftBank and I got a SIM-free, a SoftBank SIM card.
SIM card.
Yeah.
So I thought I could just go to SoftBank and get a new Google Pixel 7. But no, of course. Oh, of course.
No.
This is Japan. Right, so
You would like to make a purchase?
So here's what happened, right? Here's how it all went down.
Without
So,
doing paperwork?
so yeah, first of all, you can't even just turn up the phone store in Japan. You have to book. It's a
Yeah.
new system they introduced for COVID, and they haven't removed it.
Yep.
So you can't just rock up at a store and buy a phone now. You have to book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it's like, what if my phone breaks and I don't want to wait like 2 days.
Yeah.
So anyway, I make this booking. I say, hey, I want to buy the new Google Pixel 7 Pro, whatever. Even though I already don't really like this Pixel, but I'm like, I won't be burned a third time, right? So I go to SoftBank, and yeah, again, I just want to buy a new phone. I already have a SIM with this provider.
Yeah.
I just want a new phone. And so I go in, and also right now, they told me I couldn't have tethering on my phone because I didn't buy the phone from SoftBank. So I thought, oh, cool. Well, okay, I'll buy it from them this time, and I'll get tethering. So I go in, I'm like, can I have the Pixel? And they were like, no. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'll buy it all in cash. I'm not trying to get like a loan on it. I'm just trying to buy the phone. They were like, daien desu ne. It was like hard. And that's how you know like it's going to be tough. And I'm like, why?
That's
okay,
the
me.
polite Japanese way of saying fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why can't I not buy this?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so right now, even though your SIM is with us and you'd be buying the phone with us, it still wouldn't turn tethering on because the SIM, we just don't want to allow tethering on. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I'm like, fine. I didn't really want it that much. I mean, it would have been nice, but I guess like I'll just get a, maybe I can. I was like, can I get?
Why are you being like tsundere about it? It's like, it's not like I wanted the tethering anyway.
I was like, okay, fine. I didn't want the tethering, but actually, I was like, wait, could I actually get a new SIM card that is for this new phone, and could I then have tethering? And they were like, no. And I was like, why? And they were like, oh, because your visa's expiring in a month, so we can't give you a new SIM plan.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, but I already have a plan with you. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, and you're not going to cancel that? And they're like, no. I'm like,
Wait.
so I can't get a new plan.
Right, but
that is
they
the
won't
exact
cancel the old plan.
Yeah, that is the exact same plan. So they won't let me start a new plan that just allows me to tether with my same number and everything. It's no different. They won't let me do it because my visa is about to expire. Even though I'm like, hey, I'm renewing it. It says it's renewing on the back.
Yeah.
They're like, no, sorry. They're like, too many foreigners have ran away, so they changed the rules. And I'm
One
like,
bad apple ruins the whole origin.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, fine. I guess I don't need that at all. All right, fine. Can I just get a new phone? They're like, no. I'm like, why can I not get a new phone? And they're like, oh.
They're just trolling you.
They're like, oh, because if you buy this phone, it won't work with this SIM. I'm like,
why not?
I'm like, wait, so you're telling me the SoftBank phone won't work with the SoftBank SIM I have? And he's like, yeah, it won't work. I'm like, why? And he's like, oh, because you have a SIM-free phone right now, and this SoftBank SIM is a SIM-free SoftBank SIM. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, so that won't work on our phone because our phone only accepts accepts SoftBank SIMs. And I'm like,
Right.
I have a SoftBank SIM. He's like, no. You have a free SoftBank SIM. I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, oh, this only works on free phones, unlocked phones. I'm like, so you're telling me the SoftBank SIM I have won't work on your SoftBank phone? He's like, no, sir. I'm like, what? Are you insane? Do you realize how stupid this sounds?
They have to be trolling at that point. They just like, we really don't want to give this guy a phone.
I'm like, what do you? So he's like, yeah. So if you buy our phone right now, it will not work with your current SIM unless you get a SIM that can only work on this phone. So, I'm like, how does that make any fucking sense?
So are they trying to sell you a phone?
No, they wouldn't sell me the phone
At all.
No, because I had to have a plan only for their carrier.
But like, did they not give you like other options? Being
No.
like, but what you can do is
they were like, get the fuck out.
Oh my
They were like, sorry, nothing, no can do.
yeah, well, and,
I was
you
like,
and you went through all that trouble after a booking as well.
Yeah, and I'm like, this
I feel like
is
they
fuck-
saw your visa, like illegal immigrant, obviously.
I'm
He
like-
doesn't deserve a phone.
I'm just like, okay, fine, fuck me. So my phone's broken. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, so now, I afterwards I was like, fine, I'll go to like one of the other carriers and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, because your visa's expiring. Well, it's about to expire on paper. It looks like no carrier will let you join.
So
even
basically-
though I already have two more SIMs with Docomo for my streaming bag, they wouldn't give me one. But they did, however, Docomo, they did say, they were like, hey, if you buy an unlocked phone from Google again and you come back to us, we can give you a SIM that tethers.
Hey, talking about the goat.
Yeah, and I was like, all right. And they said, best of all, because you already have 2 SIMs with us. If you have a third with us, we'll give you 10% discount on all the SIMs. And I was like, oh, music to my ears. So I'm gonna fucking cancel my SoftBank SIM the moment I get my visa renewed.
Honestly, I think
just out of spite.
I think like locked phones are a fucking scam. Why are
This is why-
phones?
yeah,
why are phones locked to a network?
This is
Yeah.
right.
And-
This is why I've always bought unlocked phones.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to deal with this locked contract bullshit.
Yeah.
But Japan has designed a system that will punish you for trying to do that. Like I mean, obviously you can do it, and some providers do it. But all the big corporations and the big networks really don't want you to do it. No. They do everything in their power to not make you do it, which is fine if it wasn't hard enough already to get a SIM plan. Like it's hard. Like in the UK, you can order a SIM, which I did. Like for some of my friends, I ordered them SIMs from the UK that they shipped to Japan. The company shipped it to Japan ready so that when you come to the UK, it'll work. And it's unlocked. Work on any phone.
I think the issue with a lot of these like Japanese companies is the fact that their main like market base is just Japanese people who are probably never going to use another SIM. Like they're just like in Japan, the most they'll travel is like fucking Nagoya.
I mean,
right? It's like, why would you need, wait, so you're going to buy a phone, but why would you need another SIM? You're not going anywhere.
They've made a system so stressful, even compared to like the English contract and stuff like that, that is so shit to deal with that you'll just never question it. And you'll just keep upgrading your phone. You'll be like, I don't want to deal with having to do this shit again.
Yeah.
It just sucks
it's
so
just
much.
the simple like solution, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with it.
Where it's just like, it's kind of all about brand loyalty at that point, which I feel like is ingrained in a lot of like...
Docomo's the goat, man. That's what I've realized. They were so chill with me.
the goat, no cap.
When I bought my other 2 SIMs, they were like, no questions asked. Give this man 2 SIM cards. Let's just do it right now.
I do also find it interesting how like going back to you having to book an appointment at the SoftBank because of like COVID restrictions or whatever. Are we not beyond that point? At this point,
Japan isn't.
Like Japan is still incredibly so fucking paranoid about it. Because I went back to the gym recently after what felt like forever.
Yeah.
And and like the local gym I went to, like you can they're obviously like, oh, you can like use the app to see like how many people are at the gym right now in case you don't want to be like in case like the gym's like full or anything, or the machines aren't available. I'm like, oh, that's great, that's fantastic. So before I leave the house, I go, okay, let's see how many people are there. And I usually try to go like during the night because that's when people that's when it's emptier. Yeah. So I went in, and the gym I go to split into 2 floors, and it's like the free weights are on one floor, and then the machines are on another floor. And on the app it shows you like, okay, there are this many people on this floor, this many people on this floor. So one of the nights I was like, oh, okay, cool. There's no one in the free weights room, so I'll just go there. Empty the entire night, right? But I don't know if this is the same with the gym you guys go to, but like now they've made it so that if you're on like a cardio, like a running machine or like a bike or anything, you don't have to wear a mask.
Oh, not on my gym. You still have to wear a mask.
Oh, really? Okay, so in my gym, it's like if you're on the running
That's so
machine
shit.
or you're on like a bicycle or like any cardio stuff so that you can fucking breathe properly, you can take the mask off. But if you're on a machine or you're in free weights, you have to have a mask
It's
on.
so dumb that Anytime Fitness, at least one near me, you still have to wear a mask on the cardio.
Oh, really?
And like some people do it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I'm
torture.
just be honest, bro. I'm like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I just
No, okay.
I go in the corner, I look at the wall, and I'm like,
Yeah.
please just don't bother me because I can't run with the mask.
Yeah,
on. I
same.
can't.
But like, so I was like, all right, I'll just go to the free weights room, whatever, right? It's empty as shit, right? And you have to wear a mask even in the free weights room, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's like 10 p.m. I know no one's gonna come in. No one's here.
Yeah.
So fuck it. I'll just take the mask off
That's
so
fair.
I can
If no one's
actually
there.
breathe,
Yeah, if no
right?
one's there.
Just yesterday, I get this text from the gym.
No.
A text.
An automated message text that basically reads, yeah, so there have been reports that you were at the gym on this day at this time not wearing a mask.
No.
And I'm
What?
like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he
No,
was
you're
like,
right. We've revoked your credit card access. You're now not allowed to spend money.
you're now blacklisted from all
What the
gyms.
fuck?
And no, basically it was
so
like
dystopian.
it was so passive aggressive too, because it was like, you're not in trouble. But it's just like
do it
a
again.
warning, you know. It's like we require all gym goers to wear a mask where it's necessary.
Yeah.
Blah. And I'm like, bro, this room was empty. Who am I going to infect?
I mean,
Was there someone who reported you, or was there someone who was like looking on the security camera?
Probably
being
someone
like,
who just like the next day went onto the security camera and was
Yeah.
like, oh, this fucking foreigner's not wearing a mask. I'm gonna send a passive aggressive tweet to them.
and maybe they have AI that can tell when you're not wearing a mask. Probably.
Need to turn on the lights at the back.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
We are dumb and forgot to turn on our purple lights.
There we go. Now the set looks
also
good.
want to
No.
preface, all right. I don't think any of us are anti-mask, but I think when it comes to exercise, I think there should be some leeway there where it's like, hey, especially when you're doing cardio. Like
Yeah.
and it is annoying that at least Anytime Fitness in Japan doesn't. Well, at least there's like fucking millions of signs,
Right.
Yeah.
saying don't wear your mask. But most people I've seen don't. Some people do.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing who does and doesn't in Japan. 'Cause
Right.
as a foreigner, it's like, all right, people expect me to not follow the rules, and it's like whatever. But it's weird. It's odd seeing which Japanese people follow the rules. And
Yeah.
I've noticed the more ripped someone is in the gym in Japan, the less likely they are to wear their mask. I'm not kidding. The absolute
Because who's going to tell them not to?
Who's gonna tell them?
Who's going to stop
I'm
them?
not kidding. Dude. The absolute giga chads in the gym don't wear masks.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not. This is okay. This is not me
This is
like
not stereotyping.
fetishizing me being like,
Yeah.
do real men don't wear? It's like I've just noticed that the more ripped someone is in Japan, the more the mask might be like down here or down here.
It's the most like,
or might
who's
be
gonna
off.
stop me?
And and people who tend to be more timid, I've noticed that tend to wear the mask.
Also,
more. It's
that-
weird. It's
that's-
weird. I've noticed that.
that's
I'm
probably-
not saying that like giga chads don't wear. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
fucking believe
That's
that.
probably
I'm just
why I
saying.
got the text message, because the guy looked at the security camera. I'm like, this fucking skinny bitch. I'm gonna text her.
Well, I wonder because it must be AI.
I'm going to fuck up his social credit score
Fuck up
right
his
now.
social credit score right now.
It must
Get
be.
fucked.
It must be AI that's counting how many people are in there. 'Cause it's pretty
Yeah.
easy. So it might be AI that's.
That's just, if it's an automated
Maybe.
message.
Yeah, but
Is
like,
that-
I don't know. It's just like, I've never gotten a message like that. And I was just like dumbfounded. I'm like, first of all, there was no one there. So how
Yeah.
the fuck did they know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
second, I'm like, okay, I get it if there was like, other people in the room, right?
Yeah.
That are in close vicinity. But for one, this is an empty ass room. It was empty the entire time I was there. Like before
Yeah.
I came, after I left. No one ever came in. No one even came close. Also, what the fuck is the point of there being 5 air purifiers in this tiny room?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like Japan is
like,
Japan's like, because I noticed this with a few places now where Japan's at this point where it's kind of like in this limbo phase where people don't know.
It's really odd.
Yeah. People don't know whether to take, the same corona precautions, whether to stick with them or not. Because
Yeah.
I've noticed some establishment, like you go to like restaurants and stuff, and all the signs are still up over like the same like COVID precautions that were like there deep during the pandemic. Whether establishments follow them or not is completely a coin flip right now.
You know which thing I really want to die, and I hope this never. I just want this to stop.
Right.
It's when you go to a restaurant or a cafe,
Yeah.
and they had this in Japan. I don't think they did this anywhere else. They had the screen dividing you and your friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
hate that
and
shit.
so, but to me, like again, I'm all for taking precautions to separate you from other customers because you didn't come in with them. But if you come in with say like someone you're dating or your partner who you're married to,
Yeah.
and then they put this screen in between you both. In my head, I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't understand.
It's like I'm visiting my partner in jail, you know? It's like, that's what it feels like. It's like, let me pick up the phone.
Honey, put your hand up.
I just
we'll
don't
get through this.
Almost like you're here.
All it does, and again, I don't, if that was like fine, but it's like, if I want to share food, it becomes impossible.
Yeah, because you have to like go around.
And I swear to God, if you touch it in Japan, they freak out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, maybe you have a big enough table where you're like, fuck it, you move it. And then like, ah! And they're like, what are you doing? Put it back. And it's like, oh, what? I mean,
he just committed warfare.
It's weird though. And I've been in other restaurants where they'll just literally see you come in together and they'll just move it for you.
Yeah.
So it's so bizarre. And it feels
it's
like
incredibly inconsistent, which is what makes it annoying.
Yeah. And you know, like we did, I had my 4th shot recently. I don't even know if America's doing 4th shots.
Right.
Oh, I don't even. Is the UK doing 4th shots?
I have no idea.
Of COVID boosters? Well,
No idea.
you know, Japan came my mail and it was like, you should do it. And I was like, fine, I'll go do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, who doesn't want more protection?
Sure.
Just collecting them all, man.
I'm like, fucking
chaos
Thanos, dude. And so I go and get this thing. I sit down and this elderly guy starts talking to me in Japanese, but then he asked me if I speak English. And I was like, oh yeah, I speak English. Then he starts speaking to me in like fluent English. And he's like 70, nearly 80, I think.
Yeah.
That's like the shiny Pokemon of Japan.
Yeah.
It's like, oh
cleanest,
shit.
the
Okay.
smoothest, most awesome pronunciation of English ever. And I was like, oh wow. And we started talking and, you know, we were having a good time. We were like laughing, joking. And then they were like, some person came over and was like, stop talking. Not allowed to talk. Maybe you could be like, for COVID reasons, you could be spreading it. I'm like, are we still at that stage where we're worried about this? Like, we're wearing masks. Like, is this...
Apparently.
We're like whispering to each other. And then this old man goes, yeah, Japan is too strict sometimes.
If an old Japanese
He got
person
so
saying
frustrated. He was like shaking his head when she told him off. It was so funny. I was like, oh man, this guy is like, he's the energy of a young person.
Yeah.
That's probably why he can speak English, right?
Yeah, he's the voice of
Maybe.
reason.
That was funny.
No, obviously, if an old Japanese guy speaks English, they've traveled around. You know, they're
they
interested
know.
in other
They know
cultures.
what's up.
It's interesting. I mean, it's weird seeing which aspects of COVID precautions they cling on to here.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily feel like it's of any real impact, more of maybe like a comfort thing.
Yeah.
I don't really understand a lot of the thought process.
I mean, it's gotten to the point right now where I think at this stage in the pandemic, a lot of the establishments that do these kind of things, it's kind of more like theater, which is why which is why some people choose to do it, some people would choose not to enforce it, and it's kind of like dependent on the establishment. Because like I went to a restaurant the other day where they still had the screen disconnecting me and whoever you're sitting down with.
Yeah.
And you know, if you just ask them, hey, can we remove this? They would just go,
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do not want. They are like absolutely.
But that's
not.
the thing, right? It's like it would be less frustrating if they were at least consistent with it. It's like if it was like in the heart of the pandemic where it's like there was no bullshit, there was no excuse. It's like this is this, and these are the steps you got to take. Then it's like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it. I might as well live with it.
Yeah.
But like now, as you said, it's like there are some times where I walk into like a konbini, right? And like one konbini, you know, I might be like, oh fuck, I forgot my mask. They won't say anything. Another one, I walk in without my mask and they just like freak the fuck out. And I'm like, can you at least be consistent with this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went into a konbini to buy a mask.
Yeah.
So I lost my mask.
And they wouldn't let you
And
in?
they were freaking out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, oh no, I'm buying a mask.
Yeah.
And they were like, what is this protocol? How do we, I could see the like gears turning in their brain of like, oh no. Because, you know, oftentimes
Like the paradox.
you just put your mask. Yeah, it's like, it's like you just put your mask in your pocket. Oh no, maybe it fell out or you dropped it somewhere. Or you put it in the car. You know, you've got to buy a new mask. And it's like, dude, I'm just buying a mask, man. Chill out.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm trying to follow and adhere to the rules, but sometimes it's like, it feels, like you said, it feels more like theater. And it's
Well, I think it's also compounded by the fact that, you know, the country's open now and there's no way to distinguish us between like people who have lived here during the pandemic and tourists. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, because I've noticed this a lot where before, you know, people kind of treated you all the same. because they knew, you knew kind of like the rules here because you must have been living here, right?
Yeah.
But now they must come in with the assumption of you just came in this country yesterday. You don't know anything. You know what I mean? And I've noticed that subtle behavior shift within like the past few weeks.
Oh my God. I recently had something like that. So I recently did like a collab for this like Japanese channel. Where it's like they were interviewing me in Japanese, and I went to this like studio to go do it, and it was run by like Tokyo Television or whatever. So it was like a proper production thing, everything. It was really cool. But like I walk into the studio and I can see the set, and it's like a long kind of like semicircle table with 3 seats, and I'm in the middle. But there's the huge fucking plastic divider there, right? Like that's on TV a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, well, it's Japanese TV, so it's whatever. The problem was, for one, no one in this room is wearing a mask. And second of all, I walk in and I get introduced to the host and the co-host, and I just like straight up shake hands with them. None of us are wearing a mask. And I'm like, so if I can come this close to someone without a mask and touch them, and then immediately sit down and I'm protected by these barriers, I'm like, I think we're getting things the other way around. Like,
well, I think the way that in terms of the way that the thought process is behind that is that, because like, there's still acting shows going on, right? There's still dramas.
Yeah.
And they're not wearing masks, so they don't have these plastic dividers.
Yeah.
Right? They're acting as if like it's in like a different world.
Yeah.
I think the reason why reality shows and current TV shows in Japan that are very like all based on like real things or reality, I think it's just kind of way of messaging being like, hey, we are still taking this seriously.
Yeah.
But it's like in a pseudo way, because obviously like dramas and stuff aren't held to that same standard just because they're like, I think it's because you don't view it as something that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's weird because obviously it's real and these actors are interacting.
Yeah.
So it's obviously like people don't actually care about the precautions. It's like they just want to make them, they want to think that it's being considered. Because like being next to someone with a plastic divider here in the same room, it doesn't do anything.
No.
It's just all for show. Right?
The
like,
virus isn't going to be like, oh, fuck, I can't get past that.
What are you trying to show? You're trying to show that you're trying to take COVID like seriously, or you're taking precautions. It's like, well, you're not really. You're kind of half-arsing.
Yeah, if you were actually taking precautions to stop it, then you wouldn't do the show to begin with.
Yeah, you're trying to signal that you are still considering it, which is weird.
But at that point, it's just like, like an empty attempt. It's just like, we're definitely making sure no one's getting sick by putting these fucking flimsy pieces of plastic that are definitely not stopping anything.
It's also like a prime example of how Japan is quite slow to adopt and then get rid of things. Like they were quite slow to adopt all these precautions.
Yeah.
Like it did actually take a while while we were here compared to the Western world. And then now that they're no longer necessary, or at least not as necessary, we're seeing that it also is way harder to get rid of something when people get accustomed to it in Japan. Like people, out of just pure comfort and having to deal with this every day, are being much more like reluctant to get rid of it and these systems. Because I don't know if people necessarily even like them here. I don't really understand, because a lot of people I've spoke to, given they're probably more foreign leaning, like in terms of mindset, they don't really like it, but also it's odd.
I think it's not so much a matter of liking it or disliking it. I think it's just a matter of, and I don't speak on behalf of all Japanese people, but I think the general consensus is kind of just like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. Like it or dislike it, we have to adhere to it, right? Yeah. So it's like, what can we do? I can say my opinion about this. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, I honestly don't know, because even pre-pandemic, Japan was one of the few countries that really embraced mask culture to begin with. There would be people wearing masks even before the pandemic existed, and it was a normal thing to see in Japan. Was it as common? No, but there was already this mindset that was ingrained to be like, to take precautions, for sure. Wear a mask. And now, like after the pandemic, that's just exasperated that idea to the point where it's become more than just a precaution, but just become a habit.
I mean, Japan is still, even before the pandemic, they were still taking like influenza shots every year.
Yeah.
Like no one outside of Japan takes influenza shots.
Oh, no, they do in America.
Oh, really?
Flu shots.
But is it like commonplace where it's like
I think they do it every year. Yeah.
Really?
I think it's other countries like at least in the UK and Australia. I don't think we do.
No, we don't.
But in America, they get flu shots every year.
Really?
Because we got like a message from our company that was like, hey, if you want your flu shot this year, you can come get it.
Oh.
And I was like, what? And I've never had a flu
No,
shot.
I've never taken it. Yeah.
What do you mean? Like I've been fine.
Yeah.
But apparently in America, you get it every year.
Oh wow. Okay. I
didn't know that either until I was.
I think I've
informed.
taken like flu shots when I was a kid or something like
Probably
that.
as a kid.
Yeah. As a kid,
I'm
yeah.
not sure if it's common in the UK.
I've never heard of like normal
Adults taking
healthy
flu
adults
shots.
having
Yeah.
it. I thought it was normally for elderly and then for younger people.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the reason why we spoke about this so much because it is just genuinely interesting, and we're living it and seeing it change or the lack of change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the lack of
The
change.
gym
The
stuff
lack
is
of change.
the gym stuff is annoying.
It's-
I
it's
really
very
wish,
annoying. Yeah.
because they already. I don't know about your treadmills in your gym, but they've like constructed these like plastic like boxes, like they're like covers around the entire treadmill.
Oh,
Or like
really?
a phone box.
Like a it's like something you'd see out of like an infection movie.
Like a pod.
It's literally like they've built like a plastic pod from shower poles and plastic sheets.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, our
My-
one is literally just the one piece of flimsy plastic.
It's my gym is literally that, and then they make you wear a mask in it. And to be fair,
what the fuck?
like I said, most people I've seen half mask in, lower maybe
Yeah, yeah.
they're not doing it, and I've never seen anyone get told off for it. In my
Yeah.
previous gym, this was like height of the pandemic, because you know sometimes. Bro, you're fucking dying on that treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, bro, I need to gasp for air. So
Yeah.
you pull the thing down. One time I was on it, going ham. This must have been like 2020. Dude, like, tapped me on the back and was like, dude, mask, put it up. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And then I was like, man, that sucks. I'm like, I can't keep running now.
you just-
I gotta, it's like when you breathe in deeply, like the fucking cloth blocks.
Yeah.
It's like, I think there's people who are like, dude, you can't breathe in this thing. That's bullshit. You can. But when
You
you're
can.
running, all right, there is definitely an argument there.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get that amount of airflow.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons I stopped going to the gym was because it just wasn't enjoyable to
bro,
go
sucks
anymore.
with a mask
No.
on.
Yeah, it
Sucks.
was just like, especially me doing cardio with my asthma as well, with
Oh,
a mask
yeah,
on. I'm just like,
jeez.
it just stopped being like, it stopped feeling like I was making progress, and it just felt like I was torturing myself. And that was like a big reason why I just stopped going. And then I was like, I'll go when the mask mandate is lifted for the gym, and it just
If it will ever at this point.
it never did. So I was like,
It's weird that it's kind of kept on in the gym.
Yeah.
I've genuinely thought the gym would be one of the first places that they would stop doing it. Because like in Japanese schools and stuff, right? When they do exercise, they don't have to wear masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought, oh, okay, well that's like a government kind of.
And again, that's why it's so
entity.
annoying. It's like, be consistent with this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're doing physical exercise, whether it's in a gym, whether it's in a schoolyard, whether it's fucking out on the street, you're just running along the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's either mask on for everyone or mask on for no one.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
why I think, it's been kind of frustrating because at least in other countries, US and the UK, it was kind of like on or off. It was like, we tell you to wear masks
Yeah.
or you don't wear masks. Where in Japan, it's kind of like, here you do, here you don't do it here. You have to wear it for a moment here. Like the whole dance of like in Japan, let's say you're walking outside and you don't have to wear a mask outside. And then you can go inside, say a restaurant, you have to put your mask on for like 10 seconds. And then the moment you sit down.
As you're walking to the table.
And the moment
right?
you sit down, you're allowed to take your mask off.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, what is this? What?
Because we all know once you sit down, COVID's like, I'll wait.
COVID stops.
Yeah.
COVID stops.
I'll wait till you finish your meal.
COVID stops for dinner. Everyone
Yeah.
knows that. Yeah.
I'll wait
I
till
don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think any of us are trying to come off as like complaining about like I think I'm happy to comply and wear a mask where is happy to help and stop spread of it.
as long as rules are consistent.
Yeah, just be
I
consistent.
have some goddamn consistency and make some fucking sense.
Yeah.
And let me run without a mask.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why I've been trying to like cycle more because I'm just like, dude, I'm so done being like doing exercise inside. This shit sucks.
You've leveled up. You've gone from like indoor exercise to like now outdoor exercise, right?
But the one thing that's better about indoor exercising, it's way more convenient.
Yeah.
It's easier to keep track of. Let's say, if you're cycling, you kind of need to like make a route that comes back to your house.
Yeah.
Or wherever you are, right? It's kind of like, the gym's easy. You
Well,
can you can rock up, run the treadmill, lift
Yeah.
a rock, leave.
Well, that's why I just do weights at the gym now. Like if I'm doing just like cardio stuff, I have a fucking indoor bike that in my
Yeah.
house, so I'm on that.
Yeah, because we all did our health checkup recently, didn't we?
I haven't done it yet.
He missed
you haven't
his.
done it yet?
I missed my because I thought because like it wasn't my fault. Like on the fucking company Slack, it was like
Yeah.
okay, Joey, your fucking one is on the 21st of November, and I'm like,
Right.
all right, got it, nailed it, putting it in my calendar, put on both my calendars, and I'm like, all right, I got this day locked, all good.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the night before, I was like, okay, I should probably open up the papers just to, double check I need what I need to bring for tomorrow. And I open it up and it's like, okay, so this is all your paperwork for your health schedule for the 20th of November. I'm like,
Wait, so they messed up?
That's today. That was 3 hours ago.
Oh, no.
So I quickly rang them up and I was like, the fuck is this? I was supposed to go today. And they were like, oh yeah, I guess there was some kind of mix up, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm doing it like 3 days before Christmas.
Oh,
so I'm like, that's good. At least it's before Christmas,
Merry
not
Christmas.
after
Merry Christmas, Joey.
Merry Christmas. You
Ultimate
have
Christmas present.
your cholesterol is B. Merry Christmas.
I'll pray for a B in cholesterol, dude.
really?
I've been on the C train for like years.
For cholesterol?
Yeah, my cholesterol's bad.
Oh, damn.
I'm praying I get a better urine score this time. I don't know how I fucked up my urine. It's annoying because if you see like a C or D in urine, like you see a C or D in cholesterol, you're like, I know what I do.
Yeah, I know how to fix it.
I know how to fix this.
What is the urine thing testing? What is that testing?
Skill issues.
Like, I genuinely don't know.
Your bladder's just built different.
Like, I don't know what they're like. What are they testing for in the blood as well?
It's like acidity, I think, in terms of the urine.
What?
Maybe. It's like acidity in the urine, right? Where it's like, and
It's
that
something to your
leads
kidneys
to
as
something
well.
to do with your kidneys and
Yeah.
your bladder and your whatever. But yeah, it's like at that point, it's like, dude, you drink more water than anyone. How do you have?
I don't know. Maybe I drink too much water. You know? My kidneys are like, yo, can we stop hydrating? Actually,
You
like,
also know, bro. It's genetics too. You can't. Your parents or your grandparents
course.
could have fucked you up.
Yeah,
of
I'm
course.
pretty
Yeah.
sure that's why my cholesterol's so high. This video is sponsored by PC Specialists. Happy holidays from the team at PC Specialist. Ring in the new year with a custom PC Specialist gaming PC.
Not confident in building a PC yourself, Joey? Build your next generation gaming PC with PC Specialist's easy-to-use custom configurator or choose from their recommended specifications.
Whether you're a gamer, enthusiast, content creator, or a professional, because you can't be all four of them at the same time, PC Specialist has you covered with a wide range of components to choose from to suit your budget and needs.
Messy wires inside of your PC will be a thing of the past as PC Specialists neatly cable manage every single PC. And each PC goes through an extensive stress test to ensure reliable stability and optimal performance.
All PCs are powered by Windows 11. Playtime, anytime, baby.
So get yours now by visiting the link in the description below and using code TRASH for a discount at the checkout.
Back to the episode.
Speaking of Christmas, have you guys started your Christmas shopping yet?
No.
Don't remind me, bro.
God, I just... do you know what's like, at this stage, do you know the question that scares me the most now? It's not me asking people what they want to Christmas or going Christmas shopping. But when you get to December and you get about 10 questions from either your friends or family asking you, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I have no fucking clue.
No, I have no idea. No.
Well, that's why like my parents took the easy route since like I was in high school and they're just like, here's some cash. Just buy what you want. And like, you know, some people will be like, oh, that's so like, you know, heartless. Like, you know, your parents should be thinking about what to get you, you know, like a gift and, you know, make it mean something. And I'm like, no, if anything, like, I don't know what I want. So like, it's better if I just get the cash and I just buy what I want, you know?
Yeah.
So it's whatever. But like, but if I do that for other people, then it pisses them off. So I'm just like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm so bad at buying gifts.
I'm not even, like, we've talked about this before. Me and Joey are awful at buying gifts, but I've realized I'm also awful at buying gifts for myself.
For myself, yeah.
And I'm like the number one culprit of like when someone asks me, what do I want? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
The problem with me as well is that like, because I either just want like, you know, the things that I want, the short list of things that I want in my head for like the immediate future or like the far future is always like the two extremes, right? So it's like when Aki's like, oh, what do you want for like as a gift? You know, what do you want me to give you? And I'm like, I'm debating between a house and a chocolate bar. Like, it's just like there's nothing in between that I want. It's like if I have a house, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Or get me a Mars bar. I'm craving a Mars bar right now. It's like, well, you know,
No, I know
Tesco
exactly what you
meal
mean.
deal.
Like everything you want is not like Christmas gift.
it's
like,
not in the budget.
It's not. It's either too cheap or way too like or like a life fucking goal.
What is
Where it's just like
what is the perfect price of a Christmas gift in your mind?
It depends on who you're giving it to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because like I kind of tear it out in my head. Yeah, I
How
tear
good
it
friends
out.
are we?
Yeah, no, I tear it out. I'm like, if it's family members, then okay, you know, the budget can be, I don't know, anywhere between $50 to $200, right?
Yeah.
Like depending on what it is.
Yeah.
If it's like a mate, right, that you know you might see every now and then, like then you know you can usually get some pretty good gifts between like $20, $25.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of aim it to do. But then there's that mental game, right? Of like, all right, I'm getting my friend something that's like around $25. What if they get me something that's way more expensive?
it's the game of like Christmas chicken, right? it's like you don't want to be that guy who just gets like a really cheap gift and the mate gets like a really, really expensive
Exactly.
gift. But also you don't want to be that mate who's a bit overbearing and is just like, well, got a gift that's way too overly expensive.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. I think that in my mind, it's like, let's say I got you an $80 gift and I got you a $200 gift.
Yeah.
I don't view it as, okay, I value Garnt more.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
maybe I found a gift that was perfect for Joey that was $80.
Right.
And it sucks that I found the perfect gift for Garnt that was more than I wanted to spend.
Yeah.
But I don't think Garnt would ever buy it for himself. And I think this is a great gift.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, in my head, these two are like both the perfect gift, but obviously the price is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
tough.
tough. It is
Yeah.
tough because then you don't want. It's they might not view it that way.
Yeah, and especially like if you're on the receiving end of that as well, it's like,
Yeah.
My friend could be like, I got you this perfect gift. It's like a $200 wine decanter or something.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I got you a $10 stubby holder. Merry Christmas. It's like they like that shit, but it's like,
Well, I think it's awkward when it seems like you didn't put nearly as much effort as they did.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily monetarily, but like
Right.
you're like, oh yeah, I put way less thought into mine.
Yeah.
And you put way too much thought into yours.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are the
And then
things-
it's like, oh.
The thing is, there's been points where I have received like expensive gifts, right?
Yes.
But it's like price isn't always the thing that's the most valuable when it comes to like gift giving. If there's a gift that's perfect for someone, like it could be cheaper, it could be more expensive. I've like shelled out for like a gift that's more expensive when I think a mate would like, or mate or family
Yeah,
member
yeah.
would really,
Yeah,
really,
yeah, me too.
would really, really enjoy this and everything like that.
Yeah.
But also I've received like cheap gifts that were just like perfect for me. That I could tell they put like a lot of thought into.
yeah, for sure.
And I feel like that's the real kind of that's the real trickiness of like gift giving.
Okay, here's a question I want to ask then. Do you guys like getting surprise gifts?
Yeah. What do you mean by surprise gift?
As in like gifts where it's like you weren't it's not like even if it's like because like for me, ever since I was a kid, whether it's like birthday or Christmas or anything like that, any kind of celebration, I want to know what I'm getting.
No.
I hate it.
Yeah, right? I hate it as well.
You hate not knowing what you're going to get.
Yeah,
No,
I
no, no.
hate not knowing what I'm going to get.
I hate receiving surprise gifts
Why?
because
fun?
Huh?
Do you hate fun
no,
as well?
it makes me
No,
feel
no, no.
It puts pressure on
It
me.
makes me feel okay. If there's one thing that I hate, even though I know most people don't think like this, right?
Yeah.
This is just a me problem. I just hate feeling like I'm indebted. Okay,
No, I'm the same. I'm exactly the same.
Like even if they expected nothing from return, they were just giving it to me out of the kindness of
Yeah.
their heart, and I know it, and I know that, and I
What
know
do you mean,
they're
like
not
a surprise gift. Like,
Like-
what occasion?
Okay, even if it's like no occasion, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, fucking friend just came back from somewhere, you're not expecting any kind of gift, but they're like, hey, I got you something. And I'm like, it's cool receiving it because I'm like, oh shit, they care for me.
Yeah.
But now I feel bad because now I'm indebted and I feel like I need to return the favor in some
no.
way.
Yeah.
If
Even,
somebody, let me
even
tell-
if they would be like, bro,
Yeah,
it's
if
all right.
someone is
you're
giving a
good.
surprise gift, they're not the type of person who would then expect something back.
No.
Right.
I know
know that.
but that's why I'm saying it's a me thing.
Yeah.
Where I don't know how to
you're-
get rid of this feeling of being
So,
like,
would you want the solution then to be them not give you a gift? What is the solution to this problem in your
the
mind?
solution would be for me to like reprogram my brain to not be such a fucking idiot.
So
and
what do
think
you
about
prefer?
stupid
My- okay,
things.
Do you
my
prefer
solution-
having this anxiety of debt or not receiving the gift? Which one's more powerful?
See, that's the tough part, right? And that's why I think my solution personally is for me to be the asshole to give special gifts.
No, that's my solution.
Yeah, my
is
solution
if I
is-
give people gifts before me, I will never feel indebted. That is my solution, and it's I've had this.
How are we this much of a same brain?
I've had this before because I know Maylin feels the same way, and every time I give Maylin a gift, she has the exact same look in her eyes as I do when I receive a gift.
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Is it like an Asian thing? I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
What is it?
That's, I don't know. Maybe that's how, that's not necessarily, I wonder if that's like how you view money more so than how
No,
you view
it's
gifts.
not even money.
It's not even that. It's like it could be.
I feel like it must be though, because the way you're describing it sounds like a monetary
even
thing.
if it was something that say like they handmade it, because I've received like handmade gifts from like my friends before, right? Of like some cool shit, and I'm like, And there's no monetary value to that because it's not something they bought, right? It's something they made, right? So I think it's more so just the fact that they went through the effort to think about me and to get something that they think I would like. That makes me feel bad.
No, it's not even
Does that make sense?
to me, it's not even like anything to do with like monetary value or anything like that.
It could be like a $1 thing. I'd still feel bad.
No, I wouldn't feel bad.
Okay. If you if a mate, like, if you need to borrow like $5 off a mate, do you remember that shit? And you were like, I am going to pay this back one day, or can it sometimes slip
absolutely.
your mind?
I make a subconscious thing of like, okay, next time you're paying, I'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, you owe me $5, but I'll be like, just whatever, we'll figure it out. I keep a very rough balance in my head of who's owes what.
No, if I borrow money off anyone, I like write that shit down on my phone to be I owe this person this much money.
Yeah, it's just like I'm a fucking Lannister. The debt is being paid.
No, same.
Whether they like it or not.
I find that people are way more forgetful when it's like, oh hey, I'll get you a coffee. And then you don't think like, oh, he spent $5. You're like, he got me a coffee. And then it's very easy to forget that someone got you a coffee, even though that's the exact same monetary value plus work of bringing it to you.
Yeah.
So like that's harder to keep track of.
Right.
Yeah. But then that's normally how you have like the very casual balance sheet between you and your friend that's in your head. It's like, okay, he bought me 5 coffees, I owe him 3 drinks or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you kind of like pay it back. That's how I'm more so like, because when do I actually need to borrow cash? I don't. It's like, can you get this drink? And I'll get the next one. That's more so what my life comes down. When's the last time you ever asked for cash?
I mean,
like a very long time.
Not since like
I did like a week ago.
Yeah.
But I paid it back like immediately.
Yeah. But that's me as well. When
That was like $500 though, so that's different.
It's not quite the give us a tenner like energy,
it's
right?
like, can you got a spare tenner,
I
right?
have the same energy of like, can I have the $500 and I'll give it you back in an hour?
Oh my god.
It sounds like a well, it's because I forgot to get ATM out for the crane game.
Oh right.
No,
I was like, I need $500 for crane games right now.
Yeah,
I was like, I'll pay you back later.
I don't know where this came from. It doesn't matter if it's like a surprise gift or even if it's just like a casual favor or something. If I feel like I owe someone a favor, that keeps me up at night because I'm just like, when am I going to feel like okay?
That
I'm
100% comes down to view on money, though. I'm pretty sure, and how you value, because time equals money.
Yes.
I think you don't want someone's time, energy, or like kind of money and how you viewed it and how you've been brought up viewing it. I think that definitely ties into that. Like if you look back at how you were taught about money, it's probably the same kind of mindset as like now with the gift giving of like if somebody gives you something, you give it back.
Yes.
If somebody.
I mean, that is like super ingrained into Japanese culture.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
I don't think it's money. Was
that ever distilled into you where money, if someone lends you money or you have to work for your money, you have to do, like, I think it all comes down to that, where you put a certain value on time and money in your head because you're raised to, and you value that. And so I think that carries on in odd ways and odd quirks.
I think there's
gift giving.
I don't think so, because to me, I'm like trying to like psychoanalyze myself right now. I never want to feel like I'm not valuing our friendship or our relationship as much as they value. I never want them to feel like I don't value our friendship or our relationship as much as I do. So whenever someone goes out of their way to do something nice for me, I'm like, I'm fucking touched because I'm like, shit.
But then I guess that means you're saying that the value of the friendship or what value you bring to it is you can define it with objects or monetary like value. You're saying if you give me a gift and I don't give you one back, I didn't value the friendship as much as you. Whereas I disagree, because a lot of people can get way more fulfilling things out of a friendship. Like you might have, like, let's say, you've helped me out way more than you realize. And then I give you a gift. In my head, that's not me saying, hey, now you owe me one. It's like, hey, you've helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that means you're viewing it. The way you're subconsciously looking at it is like, okay, this has value, and this is how the friendship works.
I think it's more so,
I think is tied to the whole.
There might be a little bit of that, but I think in my head, there's more so the matter of like, I would rather you spend that money and time on yourself or other people other than me.
Yeah,
because
but you guys said you feel bad.
I feel bad because in my head, I'm like, that could be a gift or money spent or time spent finding that gift or whatever, or time spent making the money to buy that gift that you could use on yourself or other people in your life.
Just show appreciation, right?
Yeah. And that's why, like, that's what I mean by I feel bad, because it's like, I already, for the most time, I already value the relationship that I have with this person, just them being a mate and them, fucking with me, right? And it's like,
them fucking with you?
them fucking vibing with me, right? It's like just the fact that you're my friend is like more than enough for me, right? So it's like, I would rather, as a friend, I appreciate getting the gift, no matter how much it costs, right? No matter how quick or long it took to get that gift. But in my head, I'm like, I already appreciate you enough as a friend, and as a friend, I would rather see you use that time and money on other people than me. Yeah. Because I don't need it.
So,
for the most part.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, so
it's tough.
Going back to, like, I think everyone has a different thing that they really put a lot of weight on. I think that, like, as I've got older and had to balance more friendships and seen how they work in more adult situations, I'm like, okay, some people, when they like really appreciate a friendship, they'll go out their way to make gifts. Some people will go out of their way to arrange a really cool hangout and they'll do everything, right?
Yeah.
Some people really value maybe how quickly you text back or how quickly you stay in touch, right? It's like, everyone has like value that they assign to certain things.
Yeah.
And it's just about being an adult is trying to figure out, hey, this friend, he really likes it when I reply to texts quickly. Or this friend really appreciates it when I give him a gift that, they didn't think about. Or this friend really appreciates it when I take him out for a good time. And so I think it's just like, you're probably in a different category where you value something else more in a friendship than a gift.
Yes.
And to you, a gift seems like, oh shit, I have to give this back to show that I appreciate you. Where it's I would normally show it in my own way, which might be, I'll hang out with you and chat with you for hours. And you're the first person I want to go to for this type of topic.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's cheesy, but it's like, to me, it's like, your presence is a gift.
Me too.
Right? It's like the fact that you're there and you're my friend is more than enough.
It's cheesy, but I feel the exact same way when I'm just like, fuck. Just being around me is enough of a present for me,
the fact that you're my friend is like all that I could ask for.
Yeah. I'm sure you've probably met that type of person who's always buying gifts, even though like they're broke.
Yeah.
And like, that's just like, I think that's just like a personality trait where they really value being able to physically show that they enjoy the friendship or whatever it is. Like that's how in their head it's like fulfilling to kind of give back, like physically with like an item.
By the way, if there are any friends of ours watching this, I just want to say, if you give me a gift, I'm not going to be like, get this shit out of here, right? Like, I'll take it, but like,
Joey,
I'll take it, but just know that you don't have to.
Here's the thing. No. Right? We all do pretty good money wise, right? It becomes way fucking harder to buy gifts to people who can buy things.
Yes.
No. This has been a me issue, no matter my monetary status.
Totally a me issue.
Let's say I have all the money in the world. How do I buy you a gift, Garnt, when I know if you want something, you're just going to buy it? Because you can afford it.
But that's why
I'm not going up to fucking stupid money.
Yeah, but
I'm not going near that.
But that's why, again, I value just like you being there and when I need you or, when you want to hang out and stuff like that. I value that kind of relationship and a friendship so much more than I ever have in my life.
Yeah. Okay. I think this goes back to like another thing as well. I don't know if this is like any way related, right? But I think one thing I've always just not hated, but just felt a little bit uncomfortable with was kind of like being the center of attention. And I don't know
he says
how,
in the center of the podcast.
I don't know how ironic this is. I don't know how ironic this is.
You're about 130 episodes too late.
I don't know how ironic this is.
He's literally in the center seat for this episode.
Motherfucker went on tour and was like, I hate being the center of attention.
Being the center of attention.
I sold out a bunch of shows, but I fucking hate being the center of attention.
I don't know, because like...
Well, okay, listen, I think there's a very clear distinction between a center of attention when performing and the center of attention in your personal life.
Yes,
friends,
I agree.
right? And to me, Bro, I love being the center of attention when I'm performing or doing stuff like that.
I'm sure we all do.
Yeah.
Bro, it's ego stroke, very nice.
Yeah.
Personal life, it's like, all right, sometimes yeah, sometimes no. Like,
Yeah.
I sometimes like it, sometimes I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
But like for example, what I
hit
mean,
me.
for example, like birthday parties, right?
Okay.
Like, do you like having a birthday party for your birthday, specifically set up
All right.
for you?
I got opinions.
Right?
on this,
Right?
all right?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No, I think the birthday party, the entire vibe is up to whoever's organizing it or you.
Yeah.
Like you can make a birthday party feel like a normal party just with the excuse that it's my birthday.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I like it. Where it's
Yeah.
like, hey, let's all get together. It's just an excuse to get everyone in the same room.
Yeah.
I'm not about to be like, hey guys, let's toast to me. Tell me what you love about me. Show me your presents.
There are people like that. But
No. And that's where I'm like, bro, come on.
Because I've not only like, yeah, I love that vibe, like that birthday party vibe where it's just like any excuse for everyone
Just
to come
get all
out.
my bros together.
Yeah.
Everyone I like in one room.
Everyone you come out in the same room and just hang out. But I've also had birthday parties and been to birthday parties where it's just like, guys, it's
Oh
this
my
guy's
God.
birthday, guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
A toast
everyone a
to
toast
me.
to this guy's, and I hate that feeling
I
of just
do too.
having a day that is just centered around you.
Yes.
Basically, it was.
I think it's selfish.
It was something that just I never felt comfortable with. You know what I mean?
You say it's selfish,
I think
but I
it's
think
selfish.
like a lot of people argue being like, well, it's the one day of the year you can be selfish.
No.
Right?
So, everyone's having a birthday 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not special. Just get that out of your system. Like, yeah, you can have a day for you, but why you got to make the day about you?
Right.
Like, it can be your day without putting down everyone else. You know, before someone turns up to your party, they're probably doing chores, doing laundry. They don't give a fuck that it's your birthday. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everyone's just,
I feel especially as an adult.
I just think that like it can be your day without making it like you forcing on everyone else that it's your day.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
I think you can have a nice day, have the perfect day you want.
Yeah.
But just
But that's
be chill,
that's
be
what
chill.
what I really appreciated about my birthday this year, right? Because like it was while we were on tour and we were doing a show in Ohio, of all days, and and to me that was like the perfect scenario for like a birthday party, right? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like the entire show was about, oh, it's Joey's birthday today, fucking let's blah, blah. It was like just a thing that was just tacked on at the end. I didn't even fucking know about it. I got a pie thrown in my face.
Yeah.
That was in my opinion that was like the best birthday party.
Yeah.
Because it's like I wasn't the center of attention. I was just like a little tack on thing where it's like, by the way,
Yeah.
it's Joey's party.
Yeah,
You know.
because the reason I bring that up is, having a day centered around you gives me the same kind of feeling of just like getting a surprise gift or something, where it's just like I'm getting
Now all the eyes are on you.
yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm getting attention from like people around me and everything like that, and I'm just like. I was just comfortable just chilling and just hanging out and not saying it's exactly the same thing. I'm trying to understand why, but I'm just saying kind of gives me like the same feeling of just like, oh, I didn't expect this. Not that I'm ungrateful about it. It's just I don't know how to handle it or deal with it, and that's completely just a me thing. It's a
Have
completely
you
just
always
a me
been like
thing.
that as well?
Yes,
No, I was going to say, I was like, because it feels like weirdly, like, it's very easy to be like, hey, I'm on camera all day. I got so much attention. I'm like, this time, I'm going to sit this one out.
Guys, I'm going behind the scenes
You
today.
can have some attention today. Meanwhile, I post 15 vlogs and then fucking stream for 6 hours. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a bit ironic of me to be like, no, I'm good. And I was like, I think I get enough. Like, in my mind, it is probably stemmed from I get enough attention. I'm chill without
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I wonder
yeah.
if I didn't do this, would I want more attention?
I think, yeah.
Probably.
No, I've been kind of the same as like, not ever since I was a kid or anything, because I feel like it's not up until a certain age where you become self-aware about that kind of shit, where you start
you
to
want
realize
it.
being like,
Like,
oh,
maybe I
okay,
did like attention.
maybe
Yeah.
I don't want all the attention for my, like, because like when you're
Or
fucking
the inverse.
Yeah, or like when you're fucking 5 years old, right? Like you're not gonna be like, guys, play pens on me. I'm not the host or anything. Just go have fun. Like, of course, like you don't have that kind of self-awareness. But like it's not until I feel like you're around, I want to say like 13, 14, like when you enter like high school or middle school,
Yeah.
where you start to realize you either turn into the kid that wants to be the center of attention or you turn into the kid that doesn't.
Yeah.
Man, I had this fantastic English teacher. This is right. She was like the best English teacher. Man, was she angry though. Like, but like, when I don't know if you ever had these teachers that they were super angry, but not because they were just life wasn't going their way. They were fucking angry because you weren't listening, and they were very passionate about it.
Right.
She cared so much about English and teaching it.
Yeah.
And it was like, she was terrifying. Like, she was by far the scariest teacher. Like, all the everyone was scared of her, and she used to go off. And I for some reason, it always stuck with me. It was like, if a kid was like making noise and shit, she would just tear into them in front of the whole class and be like, "Oh, your mom's a hoe!" She'd be like, "Oh, Charlie, is it because you don't have enough attention at home that you want to try and get some attention in the classroom?"
God damn.
And she would just destroy and go into them.
Wait, how old were these kids?
I'm like 12.
Oh, fucking hell. That's
And then when a
that's
kid
traumatizing.
would just like do some shit, she would always just rinse how they wanted attention and they weren't getting it at home. So it's like, oh, so you're not getting enough at home, so you decide to ruin my classroom trying to get attention in your pathetic life or something like that. She would go off, dude. She was good.
Holy shit.
She was awesome. She was so good at teaching English, though.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Okay, no, I get it now.
Okay.
He's
cracked the code.
Yeah, I've cracked the code.
But
Okay.
the point was that that stuck with me, and that kids want attention, and that you realize that you don't want attention, but you do, and what you're doing. Yeah, okay, go.
Okay.
That's why I brought that out. I was like,
Right.
What gives me happiness and what gives
Garnt has just learned right now. He's like, I figured out.
Yeah, I've just been
He's like Will Smith.
I'm just like, why? I've just been trying to like fucking psychoanalyze my mind to be like, why am I such a fucking idiot? Why am I so fucking difficult with the simplest of things, right?
Yeah.
For me, like, what actually gives me happiness is making the people around me happy, seeing the people around me happy. So when
Protagonist. Shit.
So when the goal is to make me happy and to like when people are like actively trying to make me happy by just doing a nice thing or something, that just feels weird to me because my happiness comes from just seeing people around me happy.
Right.
Yeah.
That is the most harem protagonist
But
shit
then,
I've ever seen.
but then, what if you say this is
I just want all the homies
what
to
if
be
someone
happy.
else's happiness comes from giving you a gift?
Oh, that's
Which is what you said.
So
right?
that's the paradox.
That's the paradox. That's the paradox I'm stuck in right now, Connor. I don't know how to escape.
The logic loop.
Maybe by being upset about receiving the gift, you're making them upset. So
Oh, no,
you're
no.
not making them
No,
happy.
we're not upset.
I'm not upset.
You feel bad. You feel burdened.
No, I feel pressured.
You feel pressured. Yeah, maybe that'll make them upset.
Yeah.
And then now you've ruined the gift.
And again, that's why it's a me problem.
It's literally. I'm like I said, I'm not upset. It's kind of like you just break me, where you just put me into like a logic loop, where I'm just like, I don't know what to feel. I know I should feel grateful, but and then I get blue screens. That's me with social interaction, I guess. I don't know. It's
I always try and like psychoanalyze and try and figure out why the fuck I like think certain ways or do certain things. I'm like, man, what made me think this way? Because it's like you hear how other people think, and I'm like, why do I not? Why do I not?
Yeah,
think
why do
like
I not
that?
think that way?
Yeah.
Why do I not? Why is it that I differed in terms of that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out, and
Yeah.
it's normally always some
I'm
weird
trying,
shit.
I'm trying
to
to think if there's like a weird birthday party in my childhood that just traumatized me and to have like my own birthday party. Did you guys ever have like your own like special
of course
birthday
you do.
parties
Like
as
when
a
you're
kid?
like, I don't know if that's like a thing where I would.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. It might maybe the way I thought about it is that like I used to have a childhood friend who had a birthday 2 days before mine.
Right.
And so
just do it
a
together.
lot of birthday parties were joint birthday
I remember
parties.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
So
this.
that might maybe be like a subconscious reason I don't want to be the center of attention.
This was in the age where like you don't get to choose who's coming to the birthday party. It's just
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
invites everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like really weird memories, like very
Yeah.
vague though, of like kids' birthday parties. and all that.
I fucking know why. It's because my birthday is like end of May, which is deep during exam season. No matter what.
What about before? No, before that.
Well, what
then.
about before that?
Yeah, before exams.
Like when you're in like elementary school, like
before
primary school.
15. Because my birthday was in summer, so I never got to spend it with anyone. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
So
Like,
I
get like a friend or
Everyone's
two.
like going away.
Yeah,
Everyone's
so,
gone, right?
So
So-
I just got used to never having a birthday party for a lot of my, like I say, teenage years, especially.
Wow,
Right.
boo-hoo, gone.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo. I didn't have any.
You didn't have any?
I think I had like really tiny ones with like the close friends because
Yeah.
when it's in school you can do like much bigger ones.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are
yeah.
gone.
Because like I would go to like people's birthday party and like everyone would be there, and then
Yeah.
you just got used to like, oh, okay, you wanted to have like a birthday party or something. Well, sorry, revising for exams, or sorry, away on holiday or something like that.
I'm just trying to think. I literally can't remember a single birthday party between the age of 10 and 18.
I'm trying to remember because I remember those birthday parties.
Me neither.
I remember are the most extravagant, and I've seen. Yeah,
sausage rolls.
On the house. They felt like the most extravagant because
they were always like sausage rolls, crisps, and then like a sandwich. Just like dig in.
Did you ever ever have like a birthday party where you went to like a fucking McDonald's or like some place where they hired out
playpen, dude?
The McDonald's playpen? Yo, that was the shit, man.
All the kids pissing in the ball pit, dude.
You guys had
Hell yeah, dog.
There was no playpen.
Really?
No.
We had a playpen like 10 minutes drive from my house, and that was like where I'd say up until maybe the age of 6 or 7 was like just McDonald's playpen party. And then
That's
I think
genius branding of them. Get
and
the
then
kids
I
hooked.
think after
Get them to
that,
fucking love McDonald's from age fucking 6.
yeah, and then
You should be a
literally
Big Mac for your birthday.
the other birthday party that I remember really vividly was I went to I had a birthday party. I think it was like 7 or 8. It was like right after the playpen era, the playpen arc of my birthdays. It was my dad organized a day where we went to go see the premiere of Finding Nemo.
That's hype.
Yeah, and so my dad would make these like invitation cards.
Right.
And he would send them off to like the parents, like, and being like, "You have been invited to the exclusive Joey's 8th birthday premiere of the red carpet of Finding fucking Nemo," and then literally just after that, there's just a blank period of I don't remember what my birthday party was like.
weird.
And then when I was my 18th birthday party, I just got stupidly wasted.
Actually, you know what I think about it? I can barely remember anything from my childhood.
That's a problem. That's a different problem.
Like straight up, I'm thinking about it now. I can scarcely remember. I have bits and pieces.
Well, you remember like all the. I think everything you've talked about concerning your childhood has all been on trash days, right? Like just like
a lot of stuff, like a lot of core memories,
like the beating the French kid.
Yeah,
at the
that's a
arcade.
very core memory.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of other scattered memories, but I couldn't tell you what they're from.
That's why trash days is such a weird entity because most of the time I don't remember this shit, and then we're having like this random ass conversation on trash days, and they just like fucking like I just get a flashback like I remember this now.
Yeah, some birthday parties I just started getting like flashbacks to, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember one of the hypest things because like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, my parents weren't like broke or anything, but my mum just didn't believe in spending money on certain things.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. My mum was going to kill me. So like, if we ever went to the cinema, it was like, no, you're not allowed to get any of the snacks or anything like that.
Shit.
No, you not at all.
Right.
You just get to come in, and we'll bring maybe a snack or two from Tesco's or something.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. I think that's you know, if I want to get that,
That was a
shit,
good value instilled.
I should
Yeah, I
waste
used to
my
do
own
that.
money.
Yeah.
But I remember when Goblet of Fire came out, I got to go and so one of my friends' birthday parties to go and watch it, and they were like, "Hey, any of the sweets, whatever you want," and I was like, "What? For real?" And that was like the hypest shit. That was genuinely the highlight of like my young like life. I just remember that shit so much.
Oh, man.
How awesome that was. That was so good.
The other
Had,
thing
like Ben and Jerry's pick and mix popcorn. The works.
I wish I never got
So
that,
good.
dude. Not even birthday party.
Well, it wasn't me. I had to go to one of the rich kids to get it.
Yeah, but like I didn't even think like I had a rich kid friend who did that or anything. Like I just remember, when I was
a last minute because someone else dropped out, and I was like,
You got in,
bro. I'll fill in.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Because the other thing I remember about like cinemas is like we used to the supermarket below the cinema. We used to just buy a shitload of like candies and chips and stuff like that. Just shove them in someone's bag, and you weren't allowed to do it at our cinemas.
Yeah.
And like I remember one of like the fucking managers, or I guess or whatever, was just like, you know, someone in like the 40s or 50s, or whatever, was just like, "Oh, you." He's like pointing to my friend with the bag, and he's like, "What's in there?" My friend's like, "Jacket." It's like, "Why you got a jacket?" It's like, "It's cold in the cinema." It's like, all right. Like I think he knew, but he was like, "You're 14, it's whatever. I don't give a fuck."
Care.
Yeah, like they don't care. They don't care.
Why would you? Bro, I don't want to. Like,
I was like, "I'm sorry, bro. I'm not paying $12 for a fucking box of popcorn."
Like, if somebody is going to lengths to bring snacks in, they were never going to buy the popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
And you taking away their snacks or not letting them in is not going to make them buy popcorn.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 out of 10, but like, is that really you really want to piss everyone off?
Yeah. I don't know. It's also like to do with birthdays. I don't think like I never had like that rich friends, but did you have that rich person in your classroom who wasn't exactly a friend, but for their birthday party, they just invited everyone in their class?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have that.
Did you never have that?
No.
There's some people who invited everyone.
I wish.
Because they were the type of kids that would have bouncy castles when you go to their birthday parties. And you're like, oh, this is on another fucking level, man. Yo, you go there, like they bought their friendship, man.
Oh,
you know,
bro, I'm jealous. I would have milked the fuck out of them if that was the case. I didn't have that at all. Because, like, I think, like, bouncy castles and stuff like that, like, it was never, like, a birthday thing. It was always, like, a local, like, carnival type of thing where it's just, like, twice a year in this random open field, they'd just be like, yeah, let's just see what happens if we put 20 bouncy castles here.
You know what? I have so many memories scattered of, like, being forced to go to, like, dinners with people, my parents, I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
And just having to be in a restaurant for ages because your parents are drinking.
Yeah.
And they're talking, having a good time. And you're just like, fuck, I'm so bored.
Oh, I had to do that in Japan once. Like,
really?
I went like, I think I was like 14 or something. And my dad has this like age-old friend, that a Japanese guy, can't speak a word of English, right? For some reason, my dad calls him Brian, even though his real name is Satoshi. I don't know where he got that from. But basically, I remember I was in like an izakaya, and I was like 14, right? You can't drink in a fucking izakaya at 14.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there, just like kind of just chilling, whatever, just, you know, sipping water. And my dad, in his drunken stupor, he's like, "Son, come over here." And I'm like, "Yes, father, what is it?" And he's like, "Translate what I'm about to say." And I'm like, okay. My dad says something to Brian. I'd say it in Japanese. And then Brian goes, "All right, can you translate this back to him?" I did that shit for 7 hours. Just sitting here like it was a fucking job to do. And I'm like, "Father, you know I could make a living off of doing this shit, right? And you're making me do this shit for free, dog? I am expecting the biggest gift for Christmas this year."
Yo, he was training you, man.
He was training me, dude. He was like, "This will be good for you, son."
Yeah. For me, they would like, my parents, they would always have like, I don't know, like my family is big, but what's even bigger is my family's network. So I would always have like, yeah,
sell them.
My mum
Dump it.
My mum would always have a friend that she could visit, or
Yes.
my dad would have like a friend in Thailand or in England that they were visiting. Obviously, when I was a kid, I would have to go with them. And
Right.
I would go to my parents' friend's house. And I just remember like my biggest thing was just, it was the one place I didn't want to be because I was like, why are you taking me away from my fucking games to make me sit down and drink tea and go to this house or whatever and just sit here and
talk
do
to
nothing
people I don't know.
and talk to people I don't know, you know?
Yeah, that's horrible.
But I remember, do you remember like how easy it was to entertain yourself when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
I
Like-
don't know, man. I have
I'm
a
trying-
lot of memories of being bored.
I'm trying to remember because all I can remember is being bored. But then I think about it and I look at kids now and I'm just like, man, I fucking miss being a kid where it was like just so easy to like entertain yourself. And I try to think back.
I think
what
up to a
entertains
certain-
me?
No, kids have it easy now.
Yeah.
Because because of
yeah.
all the technology they have access to, right? Like we had a Game Boy Advance, maybe if you were lucky, if your parents loved you enough and
Yeah.
bought your Game Boy
but
Advance.
also, there'd be some things where my parents wouldn't let me take the Game Boy. And they wanted me to like kind of interact.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
And I would be like, why? I'm just
Okay.
going to be bored.
Okay. Question. How do you guys feel about parks? Just like city parks and stuff like that.
like
Who doesn't like parks?
like in general.
Yeah, just like as a place to go to, you know, waste an afternoon or something like that.
What,
Or
for as an adult?
as an adult and a kid.
Well, as an adult,
Right.
I think it's fine every now and then. You know,
Yeah.
just
I
like touch
I
some
love
grass.
parks.
Yeah,
Especially in Tokyo, because you fucking need it.
yeah. You
Because
just
you don't
got,
see grass otherwise. Like you gotta go. You gotta go and like every once in a while, bro. Or otherwise you
fill up that
oh,
capacity.
you're never gonna see any.
Yeah.
Like London has so much fucking parks and like
Yeah.
lovely scenery. And like Tokyo is like, how about one park?
that you have to pay to get in.
Yeah. You pay to get in.
Yeah.
Or Yoyogi Park, where everyone on earth in Japan goes to. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
well, this is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, because I've been
Why
to.
do you have a hot take on parks?
I don't know if it's just parks in Japan or anything like that. I just don't like them. Like, I just like for me
Shit
like
take.
for me.
Oh, shit take.
Wait. Did you like parks in the UK?
Not really.
Why not?
What do you do in them? Just walk?
It's not like a cinema. It's not like
just
there's
walk?
something to
Just
do.
walk?
You
Just
enjoy it.
You got to make your own fun.
You're like terminally online. I think. What do you mean? What do? You just go to the park. You chill out. You walk. You breathe in. Do you like walking?
Walking's fine, but I can walk anywhere, right?
Garnt the type of motherfucker to walk outside and be like, "What's the quest?"
That is me, right? Like my favorite parks, right? My favorite parks, for example, is if there's like an activity to do at the park.
Like
maybe,
what?
Like a playground or something?
Maybe.
Why would Garnt want to go on a playground?
No,
I don't know.
because
Sometimes I do.
The reason I bring this up, and this is why I'm like married to City, is because we have exactly the same opinions. We start like walking around, which we explore like part of our neighborhood, and there's a park that we've never been to.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, maybe we should explore the park. That's what people do on dates, right? That's what humans act like, right? On dates, people
sound like an alien that just landed on Earth. It's humans do this thing called walking in the park for fun.
Yeah. So
Let's try it out.
So we go in this park, and you have to pay to get in this park. So we're like, okay, must be a pretty big park.
Oh, wow. Which one?
I don't remember the park name. It's near to where I live, so I don't really want to dox myself.
Yeah.
But
Clearly he doesn't care.
There's not a lot of parks in Japan where you have to pay.
Yeah, only the big ones.
yeah. So we pay to get in, and we've paid to get into parks before. Normally, what we like to do is we like to cycle around the park. There's normally it's normally big enough to have like a bike rental, and we just cycle around. That to me is like
In Japan?
Yeah, in Japan.
Is there?
I don't know. There isn't anywhere
I've
near where
never
I
heard of
live.
bike rental in
I
parks
remember.
in
I
Japan.
remember there was one pretty famous one that's massive.
In
But that-
Tokyo?
I'm not sure if it's in Tokyo or Saitama. I'll have to double check.
Yeah, it
but
might
it's
not be in
not.
Tokyo.
It's definitely not in like the center.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the kind of park experience I like.
Sure.
Maybe I just hate walking, right? Because me and Sydney,
Sounds like you hate walking.
me and Sydney are just walking around and being like, "Where's the fun? When does the fun start?"
You just take it in, you breathe, you know? It's like good for you to look at green.
We had this moment where we were just like walking around. And we were just like, we were just like walking around, it's like asking us like, why do people go to parks? Just like asking each other, why do people enjoy parks and everything like that? And then we walk past, and there was this one kid just having the fucking time of his life, just like collecting leaves and fucking just like jumping in them, like collecting them again. And we were just like, fuck that kid. I wish I was that kid. Fuck that kid.
Because kids below like 8 can entertain themselves with anything.
Yeah, they have fun with their imagination.
Yeah,
the park is just a bonus.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it. I wish I was having that much fun.
No, dude, bro, that's so nice. Just chilling, just walking around a
It
park
is.
and just, having like that 20 minutes of just nothing.
Yeah, there are just some days where I'm just
tranquility.
like, I don't have it often because I'm a lot like Garnt, where I'm like, the majority of the time when I go outside, I'm there to fulfill a quest. But like some days, man, you just wake up or you're doing some shit and you're just like, fuck, I just need to get out.
Yeah, you just grab a coffee.
Yeah, you just
walking
go out
around the park,
just
man.
walk out of your house, just go in a random direction for like, it doesn't even have to be long, 10, 15 minutes. And that just refreshes your mind and it's so nice.
No, I get that because like to me,
And so why don't you just do that, but do it in a park?
Like, why are you expecting like a fucking quick time event or something?
because like okay,
You're waiting for that one NPC
Yeah,
to
like,
give you the side quest.
what are you hoping? What did you expect the park to be?
I don't know. It just feels it's always felt weird for me, having to go to a place to fulfill. No. Okay.
You don't have to.
I love like the feeling you guys are talking about, but like to me, like that's spontaneous. That's spontaneous. I love, for example.
Oh, so you're asking why people go to the park on routine?
Yeah, is it for the environment?
Yeah,
Is it
there's a lot of studies been done, but like just being around like nature or seeing a lot of like green nature, is just generally quite healthy. And I can't remember. There's so many studies on it, but I don't know any off the top of my head. But it's very relaxing. It's good for you. And you should do it.
Yeah, that's why I used to love in Australia. I used to love going on like bushwalks.
Yeah,
and
man.
like just like through the rainforest.
It's relaxing.
Yeah, no.
It's
super
I love
relaxing.
that because
Yeah.
like,
and it's like it's not exciting.
And it's
Every
just-
direction you look, it's
Like-
just trees, but it's nice.
I do it not semi-regularly. Like every few weeks, I go to the park, just walk.
yeah,
have a
like
good one, have a morning coffee.
Because for me, I think what's always like not weirded me out, but one thing that I've never like got parks like personally is just because it always felt like so artificial, in terms of like, I love the feeling of waking up and just exploring nature and everything like that. And that's why I really value it on like trips where we go to somewhere where it is an actual like, beautiful place.
Yes.
Where you just can wake up, go to the countryside, and you just get that kind of feeling. Parks have always been like, I go there and I never ever get that feeling of the same tranquility. It's just like, oh, this is, if I walk for like 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to reach the end and go back to the city.
I mean, it's just like, obviously in like parks are mainly for cities, right? Where it's just so much concrete, drab, gray. You know, it's to
I mean,
make
it is
feel
artificial.
More, you know, it's to make it feel more livable. That's why, like, you know, Japan had figured out, they were like, oh wait, we probably should have built more trees in our cities, because the newer parts of Tokyo all have trees.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Because you realize, like, subconsciously in your brain, you're like, oh, this is so much nicer because there's nature with the concrete.
Yeah.
You know, it does something in your brain where you just feel like, oh, this is more pleasant.
Yeah, that's why, in my opinion, some of the best cities I've been to are the ones that are built around the nature. Or it's built within the nature. Not so much like Tokyo, where it's like, let's just take all the nature away, replace it with buildings.
Yeah,
and then maybe every fucking 10, 20 meters, we'll plant one skinny ass
I think London
anemic
has
tree.
like the most parks to city ratio, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Really?
Could we check that, Kai?
Yeah, and I think this comes back to when I was a kid, because it always weirded me out as a kid, where it was just like the concept of just plopping in greenery in like a concrete jungle. And I mean, I get it now as an adult to be like, you know, you need a change of environment or something like that.
Yeah.
But I just like, to me as a kid, it was, I never went to a park for that. If I was going to a park, I was playing footy or I was going to the playground or doing an activity. And as an adult, I still mentally, like, I link parks to like the same kind of mental barrier where it needs to be going there for a singular activity.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, in your age, to want to go to the park to play footy with your mates.
Oh no, yeah.
In my opinion.
But also, it's important for cities to have communal spaces.
Yes,
right?
of course.
Like in Tokyo, where the fuck can you go?
Yeah.
It's like an open space. And like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing
You
in
have to
Tokyo.
go outside of Tokyo.
Like, yeah, Tokyo is like, you know, you can't do anything.
You have to go towards like fucking Mitaka, like, you know, out east.
So, you know, it's good to have options.
Yeah.
Go on, Kai.
Yeah, so London's 33%.
33% parks to
Yeah.
city. Wow, that's
Yeah,
a lot.
London has a shit ton of parks. It's
Holy
pretty
shit.
nice.
Why did I not see a single park in London?
Because you're in central London.
Yeah, honestly,
But even then, central London has a lot of parks.
Really?
You're probably walking
I saw
on
one park actually.
You're probably walking on the touristy spots, and the biggest one is Hyde Park, obviously. That's very touristy.
Yeah.
But that, you know, even where like
Yeah, I mean,
where I
like,
lived in London,
the
there was like
London
5
parks are like fucking massive to the point
Right.
where you forget that it's a park.
Right.
I think that's also played into the fact that there are a lot of like small parks in Tokyo as well.
Yes.
But it's just, I'm just like, this ain't a park. This is a patch of grass.
Well, because London
with
will
some
have
trees in it. You
London
know,
will have, oh, this is the park. There's 2 football pitches, a pond, and a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Enough space for you to do whatever you want. Like,
Yeah.
it's valued a lot more, I think, in
definitely.
Europe than say. Well, not that it was valued a lot more. I think it just wasn't in the city planning when Tokyo was being developed. Right? It was more about developing space for commercial uses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh shit.
Just trying to build as much infrastructure in a small amount of space as possible, right?
Yeah.
But then obviously now we figured out that, hey, if you build a city with more trees and more green, that people are happier.
Yep.
Like, I think it is like there is a correlation between how happy a city
absolutely.
is and how
Yeah.
how much nature there is there or accessible. Like, because in Tokyo, it's like everyone's like, oh, don't worry, just leave Tokyo. And it's like, well, that's a shit solution.
That's why like I could never live in like central Tokyo, and that's why I don't live in central Tokyo, because it's like every time I go to central Tokyo, I'm like, this is drab as fuck. Like, there's no greenery. Like again, as someone who grew up next to a fucking national park, if I don't see even a little bit of greenery, I just panic.
Oh, you're saying Wales. It's all fucking nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all fields. I like it.
But
I miss it.
it's
That's
good,
why I need
though.
to hit a green.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want.
Yeah, even living in Brighton, I would love to take drives like down to like the South Downs and everything like that. You know, just get like, I don't know. To me, that is what an escape is. You know, to me, it's like a commitment to get into like a proper environment to reset myself, and I really, really like that.
So if you in Sydney don't like parks, what do you do?
Sorry?
So if you in Sydney don't like parks, or like don't like walking through parks, what is like the equivalent that you guys do?
I don't know. We
How
just
do you
like,
see nature?
Yeah.
how do we see nature?
Yeah, how do you experience?
I mean, normally we just take
Through my 4K TV.
I mean, normally we just take like a weekend trip outside of Tokyo or something.
right.
Or if we have a date, then we normally have an activity we're doing on that date. The activity isn't going to a park. The activity, if we go to a park, the activity is going to a park to do X or to do Y or to cycle around, if that makes sense.
Right.
To me, like, it's going to sound weird, but just walking, to me, I don't really count that as an activity. It's just a thing that I do.
I like walking.
If I'm walking, I need a destination to walk to.
Okay, I get that.
I can't just be walking for the sake of walking. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I like walking for the sake of walking.
I get gone in that sense. Like I also like I'm slowly starting to get better at it because Aki's definitely the type of person who just wants to like walk with no destination.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's fun when I do it with you, but not when I'm by myself. Because then I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm just wasting time at this point. Like I could be doing something else at this time. Even though I know in my head this is good for me.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a good escape from all the other shit I'm doing. But I think again, I'm just like perpetually just bound to my work in that sense where I'm trying to escape and yet in my head I'm just like, could be answering emails right now.
Yeah. I know sometimes it's about the journey, not the destination. But
Always about the journey.
It is always about the journey, not the destination. But sometimes I need that destination to make me appreciate the journey. I agree. Just so I can have that mental thing of just, okay, I know where I'm going, and then I could just, zone out and just appreciate the journey. I appreciate that a lot of people are just like, I'm just going to do whatever, and we'll find out what the destination is along the way. I cannot do that fucking shit. Give me a destination. Give me an endpoint. Give me a goal to work towards, even if it's just like the most bare bones, like simple goal, and that would just like allow me to like feel
just tell me I need to like go to a fucking Family Mart.
Yeah,
like it's better. I know there's one around the corner, but I'm like, you know what? I'll skip that one, go to the next one.
Yeah.
To make the journey worth it.
Look,
even that is fine.
Look, you can put me here and the destination here, and go this fucking route, and I'll be like, okay, let's go that route. But if you just tell me, oh, let's just go up here and just see where we go, I'm like, no, give me a destination. just tell me where we're going. Tell me where we're ending up. Is it a Family Mart? Are we going for the family chicken? Just let me know.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's strange. I guess I don't really mind because in my head I'm like, oh, it's just a form of light exercise.
Yeah,
right.
So I'm like, oh, that's fine then. I'm just like, if in my head if it's exercise, I'm like, oh yeah, cool.
No, and like I see it that way as well. But again, it's like I'm more determined to go through that exercise if I knew where I was going. And it's like, and it could be like super fucking fast, super short. It doesn't matter. Just the fact that I have a goal to reach makes me work for the goal, and it makes it worth working towards the goal.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I like IRL streaming as well is that I can kind of pseudo exercise while doing it, just walking around all the time.
Yeah.
All day.
You're just a content machine.
I want to make content, but I want to min-max everything.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that I can create content and be somewhat active at the same time. That's kind of nice as well.
Sure.
Because it's like, oh, okay, I don't feel like such a slob, and I can go home and relax, and I feel like, oh, that was not bad. I was good.
But then when you get home and you're like, fuck, I have to make content.
Although I normally drink when I do IRL, so I cancel any benefit.
Yeah, because like talking about touching grass and going on like adventures and everything like that. I think I get slice of life anime now. Like it's just.
Could you repeat that?
I think I get it now. Because every time, like,
welcome to the club.
Hey,
welcome to the club. Hey, finally, a fellow slice of life enjoy right here, boys.
Because, like, me.
It's just like, it's like I can't believe you've done this.
It's so goddamn boring, dude. So boring.
Because, like,
I want to watch someone fucking make shit. I don't want to watch a YouTube tutorial anime. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, a lot of people do like that, but
explain why you like it.
I'll explain. I'll explain because for the longest time, I didn't really understand the appeal of like watching a lot of slice of life anime, like especially like Yashike and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then me and Sydney, like I've talked about this before. We have this yearly trip to Yamanashi where we explore. It's like this really, really quiet area. We explore the area and something, and most of the time we just do nothing. We just like kind of just chill and just take in the atmosphere.
There's also not much to do in there's nothing to do.
Not much.
There's not much to do.
Other than see Mount Fuji.
You can drink wine. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you
drink
can do.
wine and watch Mount Fuji. That's it.
Yeah, you can drink wine and just take in the atmosphere. And I'm just like, that is me. That is me.
I'm not complaining because that's what I like.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I'm a fan of both those things.
Yeah. And I'm just like, damn, it's fun doing nothing. It feels really, really good just having this nice experience of just just doing nothing and just taking the environment in, right?
Garnt's got to that age.
And I'm like, damn, I felt this somewhere before. Why have I felt this before? Oh, This is the exact same feeling I get when I watch every fucking slice of life anime.
It's like, why is it fun to watch people doing nothing?
Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit.
No, there's a difference
I think
between
I get
doing
it
nothing
now.
and watching people do nothing.
No. It's this idea. I think the appeal of slice of life comes from there, where it's like, you know, I think a lot of the reason why slice of life, especially in Japan, is so popular is because the main demographic of people who watch slice of life are people who have 9-to-5s, super busy schedules.
Yeah.
Always working, always have something on their mind, and their one escape is to just have this mutual feeling of, I'm doing nothing, but it's relaxing.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe they themselves don't want to be in a position where, you know, maybe they don't have the money or the time to actually go out to the Inaka and
I wonder, because that
nothing.
in my head when I still watch anime, it's like my brain is being engaged. Still.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still
What,
doing
even
something.
watching Slice of Life though?
Yeah, even watching Slice
Really?
of Life. Yeah, I feel, I'm watching it and I'm like, this is still doing more than nothing.
Oh no, in my head when I was Slice of Life, I'm like brain turn off mode. And I'm just like watching moving images.
Turn my
It's
brain
like,
off. I think
nice.
that's the problem. So I don't. To me, I'm watching it. I'm like, this is requiring effort to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm just bored.
Yeah, because it just gives me that like same relaxing, freeing feeling. I'm trying to like verbalize kind of the, you know, kind of the experience you get when you go to a place like this in the middle of nowhere, Japan. Because I'm sure there are other places like it's not
Half of Japan is like that.
I believe 40 out of the 47 prefectures are like that.
Yes, nearly all of the prefectures are like that.
No, I'm not trying to say that, doing nothing and taking the environment, that's a Japanese thing. Only Japanese people have figured out how to do that, you know. But
They've certainly perfected it though. That's for sure.
They have certainly perfected it. Is definitely what I'm saying.
They're like, we have optimized doing nothing. No, I get it. It's like,
I just think like,
I think the word you're looking
What do you
for
like
is
about
like,
Slice of Life?
what I like about it's like that feeling of like, because, you know, I think in a lot of ways, like for me, what I like about Slice of Life is that a lot of Slice of Life is, you know, based around a lot of like the Inaka and like, you know, in the mountains of Japan or like in places where there's like not a whole lot happening. And so
yeah, the countryside.
like the countryside, like, and all these characters have to find a way to do certain things. And for me, it's kind of special because I spent a lot of my childhood like that in Japan. Like when my grandma lived in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in Miyagi, we had to make our own fun. Like we were just surrounded by rice fields. We were like, all right, the fuck are we doing today? Right. So I think I relate heavily to that feeling. And it's like kind of looking at my childhood through like rose tinted glasses in a sense. Yeah. But like even as an adult, I sometimes watch Slice of Life. You know, like I recently, caught up on like Eurocamp, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this still fun to watch for me? Even though technically nothing is happening, it's because again, it's like that feeling of like being content with the fact that nothing's happening, but that's what's so nice about it.
I think because I've realized I don't know what it is about Japan, right? But Japan has just perfected vibes. I like it. Just no matter where you go, whether it's like the city or the countryside.
Spoken like a true Instagrammer, right?
It's just
Literally that TikTok meme of like, thing in Japan.
it's just fucking vibes, right? I don't know why. I don't know why.
I wonder if that's because you never had the time or disposable income in the UK to go on these trips.
Maybe? I don't know.
Because there are some places in Europe and the UK that are pretty fucking chill too.
Oh no, yeah.
No, I agree.
I'm not saying this is a Japan only thing, right? I'm just saying that
Japan's perfected it.
Japan, it's so easy. It's so easy to find in Japan.
Yeah.
because
until,
it's like
until you
it's
have to get your phone replaced.
until you have to get your phone
Then
replaced.
you're reminded that the vibes are fucking awful.
You know, it's like I had a shit time of SoftBank, so you know what I'm gonna do to
Yeah.
wind down? Watch some Slice of Life.
I think how you're describing how you view Slice of Life, that's how I watch documentaries.
right.
It turns my brain off.
Yeah.
And I just listen.
Really?
And I wonder if that's how people watch Trash Taste. Their
Maybe.
brains just turn
we
off and
might
they
be
can-
a Slice of Life show to some people.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure.
I just watch documentaries. I leave them on the background. Sometimes I don't really need to focus, and it kind of makes me zone out and kind of chill out.
Yeah.
in a weird way. Don't know why, but how you describe it as Slice of Life, that's how it sounds to me. But Slice of Life for
Yeah.
me just stresses me out that nothing's happening. And it stresses me out that they're not doing anything. and
Right.
that it's not moving.
Yeah.
I think, like, for example, like, that's why I really enjoyed Non Non Biori. Because, like, that is, like, what my childhood was like in a lot of ways, right? Like, when I was visiting Japan, that's just what it was. It was you go out with your friends, you'd find your own fun.
Like
nothing fucking happens at the end of the day, but it was still good.
It makes you feel this kind of like yearning and nostalgia, even if you've never grew up in Japan.
Yeah,
you know, that's
absolutely.
and that's kind of like what I feel, even though I have no fucking roots in Japan, but watching these shows and especially going to places like this, I'm like, why do I feel nostalgic, even though I have no attachment to this place, you know?
Yeah.
And it's super, it's
weird.
super weird.
It's super weird.
But like I said, like I said, like Japan is a country of vibes, and I think there's a reason why it's become one of the most Instagrammable countries on earth.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not like trying to like hype Japan up to be like, oh, you know, like normal
good.
thing,
No, it's good.
Japanese thing, right? You know, like.
But it's funny because in a lot of ways it's true.
It's
for a
like,
lot of people.
It's in a lot of ways, it is true. I don't know why this country is so fucking aesthetic. Whether it be like,
I remember randomly, I think it was like when we went to the fucking Junkadelic the last time, right, with all three of us.
Yeah.
And it's this, Mexican place in Nakameguro that we've talked about in past Trash House episode. Like last time we went, we had this fucking amazing, Mexican meal. And then as we were walking back from Junkadelic to Nakameguro station, I remember Garnt just randomly just stopped and went, why is Japan so fucking aesthetic?
Yeah.
It's just like out loud. And I'm like, you good?
yeah, it's just like that country where no matter what angle you take, you just like snap a picture, instantly Instagrammable, and doesn't matter whether
so many
you're in
fucking
like the
photographers
city.
in this country.
Yeah, you go to like a place like Golden Guy, and I'm just like, fuck, this looks cool. This looks so fucking
like,
cool.
A lot of the stuff does look cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, that looks totally different from like just going out to the countryside, and it's a different kind of vibe. But it's still vibes,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's still vibes.
No,
Basically,
100%.
Japan is like lo-fi the country.
I
That's why Slice of Life was. That's
I
like
watched-
The lo-fi hip-hop playlist of the world.
I watched ages ago Silver Spoon.
Oh, yeah.
I hated it.
Really?
I hated it so
I
much.
love
I
Silver
thought
Spoon.
something was going to happen,
I love Silver Spoon.
and nothing happened. And I was like, "What the fuck is the?
I love it because
What is the point of this?
I love it because nothing happens.
That's just shit storytelling. Can something happen?
But that's the point. They're not. It's
It's like how you make a story with no story.
yeah.
That's like what they perfected, and it's like, who wanted this?
Well, that's like going onto a lo-fi playlist and being like, oh, the musicianship is shit.
No, I like that.
It's like oh, there's no musicianship in this whatsoever. It's like because they're not trying to.
I admire people who enjoy slice of life. I feel like there's just a mental barrier that is stopping me from enjoying this whole genre. And I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I just felt like annoyed when I think I watched like 4 episodes of Silver Spoon. I was like, why'd you waste my time? Like I thought something was gonna happen.
Right.
This is before I knew it was a genre.
Yes.
So I watched it and I was like waiting for some plot.
yeah.
And nothing
It's
ever
funny
happened.
you say that because I think Silver Spoon is one of the best slice of lives out there in terms of the genre, or in terms of what the genre has to offer.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to be in a. You definitely have to be in a certain mood to watch Slice
What
of Life.
mood? No story, please. I want no story.
Yeah.
The mood to just zone out and just revel in like just a nice comfy
Yeah.
feeling.
I mean, if you ask me why I zone out documentaries, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain
See, because
it.
I'm the opposite. With documentaries, I'm forced to listen, and it's like an active thing because I want to understand what's
I
happening.
feel like I've watched so many documentaries now where just the formulas feel so familiar that I'm like, okay, I can kind of figure out everything that's going on
Right.
very
Yeah.
quickly.
I feel for a lot of people, slice of life, I guess, is like the comfort food of anime, right? Where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like I don't want to think about it. I know I like this thing, even though it doesn't, offer me anything new in terms of an experience, right? It's
Yeah.
just like it's just something to have because I like it, and that's fine.
I think what's really nice about Slice of Life is just it's a nice escape from just the daily grind of life. You know, it's you get away from that daily grind because what you
Does
do.
normal anime not do that?
Huh?
Does normal anime not give you the escape of a
No,
daily
because
life?
it puts you into, I feel, a world that is maybe not the same in terms of like the quality, but just in terms of like just the amount of shit that's going on. It's like that's another thing you have to like follow and maintain and understand, right?
Yeah.
Where like you'd watch any shonen and be like, okay, there's a world and there are these characters involved in this world that have to do certain things, and there's this evil thing and blah blah blah, right? There's so
That's
many things
engaging,
to
though. That's engaging.
Right. And it's like, I'm not saying that's bad or anything, like, but I need to be in a mood. Sometimes I'm in a mood where I'm like, yes, I want something that has a convoluted story with convoluted characters, convoluted relationships. But sometimes I don't want to think about that shit. Sometimes I just want to turn my brain off and watch cute girls doing cute things that don't mean anything.
Do you ever go on trips and just do nothing?
Well, every trip I do is nothing.
Right. So why do you?
eat and drink.
So why do you enjoy that?
Just turn your brain off. You know, you finally get to.
There you go. There's the answer.
But like, I don't get that from watching.
Some
a show.
people go on trips. Some people watch Slice of Life.
I wish I could do that from a TV show.
But I think that's why a lot of
it's a different kind though. Like turning my brain off watching a documentary is not
Mm.
the same as going on a trip and
fully
just relaxing and not thinking about anything.
But I guess that's why, you know, there might be a reason why Slice of Life is so popular in Japan. It's because some people, you know, who work the salaryman life, who work the 9 to 5, 6 days a week, can't afford to go on these trips.
Also, sometimes it's just about like, it's about the small things, you know. It is about, like, okay.
I agree with the can't afford thing.
I have to say it like that.
I don't know. It is okay. Like the smallest interaction can bring you like. Okay, so actually, I'm just like I just remembered like something that happened to me on this trip, and it was just such a nice.
By the way, my argument is not. Don't watch Slice of Life. Go outside. That's not my argument.
No. No, we get that.
Yeah.
You know, like that doesn't surprise me that you don't like Slice of Life. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't like Slice of Life either.
For me, I don't know. Maybe it's the older I'm getting, and the more my likes and what I want is revolved more about actually going outside. And like doing stuff.
No,
outside.
I totally get that as well.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some scientific reason that when I, because I used to be like online 24/7, and I'd never want to do anything else.
Yeah.
But now I don't know if it's I don't know if it's of our job or what that we're online all the time.
Well, that's a big reason why I don't watch as much anime as I used to, because like for me now, it's like, yes, there's a part of it where it's like, yeah, sometimes I have enjoyment from watching anime, and there's sometimes where I do want to watch anime. Like, you know, I wanted to finish Eurocamp, and I did, and it was great. But now I have other interests where a lot of it involves me going outside and doing real life stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that me falling out of anime, or is that just me growing up as a person and my interests change?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Slice of Life, I still don't like every Slice of Life. Like, I still will never, ever, ever be able to get into K-On!, for example. But
nah,
like,
that shit, nah, I can't do that.
Don't you dare fucking slander K-On! in front of me.
I can't.
But
K-On!
like,
is so boring.
I feel
so boring.
I feel like there's only a handful of Slice of Life that I actually enjoy, and I've noticed a pattern that every Slice of Life I enjoy are like replications of stuff that I've experienced before.
Yes.
Like I've never been a cute anime girl drinking tea and, you know, like trying to form. I mean, I've had apart from the forming a band bit, that's the only thing I can relate to. So whenever it's anything but that, I'm like, I don't get it.
No, but
I don't get it.
But that's why I enjoyed K-On! Because I have those memories of forming a band and hanging out with bandmates. Granted, none of us were cute anime girls and none of us drank tea. You know, we did other things instead of that. But that feeling of like, you know, just doing cool musical shit together with a group of friends, and the troubles and, you know, small turmoils that at the end of the day don't really fucking matter because you're just a bunch of kids. All right, like that's the part of K-On! That I connected with, and that's why I enjoyed it.
Fuck it, I saw K-On! And it like pissed me off. I'm like, you're trying to start a band, you're eating tea and drinking like you're eating cake, drinking tea every fucking day. No wonder your music career is shit. Like, dude, do some fucking work, do some fucking band practice, man. Jesus Christ, come on.
See, I can't get mad at that because that's exactly how my high school bands went. I think we practiced maybe 15% of the time. Like most of the time we're just fucking around.
My band practice, like like,
it's probably why our band never popped up.
In my band experience, this is my fucking band experience. We had nowhere to like practice our instruments, right? Because we lived in the city and you can't make noise. So we had to hire out a studio in order to
Also, time mattered.
Yeah, so time fucking mattered.
Yeah.
We had 2 hours to practice. We were fucking writing shit. We were fucking practicing. We were like booking our next gig and working towards that. So I was just like, there is no time to fuck around, guys.
For me it was, oh, it's the weekend. Let's go to the drummer's house because the drum set's already there. Put up a big fucking mattress on the doors and the walls so that it's like soundproof. Practice for maybe, I don't know, an hour. And then just my friend being like, you want to go play the new Mario Kart? Yeah, let's go do that. that was our band practice. So I'm like, you know what, Hawk on the tea time? I relate. I'm not drinking tea, but I'm playing some fucking Mario Kart.
K-On! is probably the most alien thing to me in existence.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
It's like, I don't get liking, being obsessed with cute anime girls. I don't really get it. I don't like music, and I don't like Slice of Life.
Yeah.
It's like the trifecta of all the things I don't like about anime. And so
that's true.
Like when people are like, dude, you gotta watch K-On!, I'm like, it looks awful for me. Like, this looks like the worst thing I could watch.
It probably is for you, yeah.
Like this looks torturous.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
No, but yeah, like I was saying before, I think it's all about like on a trip and on a journey, like the smallest interactions, the smallest things can just like be like a happy story and everything like that. So I remember on this trip, we were in like this town in like the butt fucking middle of nowhere. We wanted lunch or whatever, so we're like, oh, let's see what restaurants are about. And there was this local sushi restaurant, and we were like, cool. I'm feeling sushi. Let's do it. And it's kind of the sushi restaurant that there's like a single counter, right?
Oh,
and the menu, they ain't no paper menu. It's on the fucking wood blocks on the wall. You know, this is like
old school.
This is like old school hard level mode, you know? there ain't no tourist that can come here and figure out what's going on. Yeah. And I'm just like, every time I've been to a sushi restaurant like this, I've had someone Japanese say like, help me get through it. But me and Sydney will feel like we were like feeling adventurous. We were like, you know, we've been in Japan for 3 years. I feel like we can do it. Let's just go in.
Sure.
And so we go in, and we have that fucking salon experience. Everyone shuts the fuck up. They look at us. And
the cowboys enter the bar.
The cowboys enter the bar. You can see the barman sweating. And I was like, 2 people, please. And they were like, is the bar okay? And everyone's silent. Like,
what's he gonna say next?
Yeah, everyone's silent. We sit down in complete silence. The customers stop talking, and then the sushi chef asks the magical words, Nihongo Daijobu. and we
That's
go,
where the quest begins.
Yeah, and we go, Daijobu. And everyone's like, oh, thank God.
That's normally how it goes.
It's normally how it goes. But as soon
that is literally the equivalent of like in the cowboy times of the bartender going, are you looking for trouble? And the cowboy going, not today. It's like, oh, thank God. All right. We good, boys.
Yeah. And so as soon as like that barrier was like removed, you know, as soon as he knew that 1, we could order, and 2, he can have a basic conversation with us, like every kind of barrier just shattered, and they became like so friendly and welcoming, and like the people next to us were also like very talkative and everything like that as well. So they like asked us, oh, are you here visiting, or, you know, are you living here? And we explained that, you know, we're living here, we're like YouTubers working here and stuff like that.
And then they went YouTuber.
And then they went YouTuber. Yes.
Every time.
Every fucking time. And then Sydney, and then we get the usual questions of like where we're from. So I say I'm like from England, and Sydney's from America. And so, I don't know why, but this is like one of the cutest fucking things I've seen, right? Yeah. So as soon as Sydney says she's from America, the sushi chef like lights up and goes, "Oh my God, I have a grandson in America right now," right? Yeah. And he starts going off about his grandson. Aww. And like we eat our meal, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna call my grandson right now, and I don't know if he's awake right now, but I'm gonna try calling him. So he gets on this phone, he gets out his phone, and this is why we're asking for. This is why we're getting the bill and stuff like that. So he goes on his phone, he like calls his grandson, and I think it's like 1 a.m. in America when he's calling him. By the way. And he's just, and his grandson picks up. He starts speaking to his grandson, and then he gives the phone to us.
You talk to these random customers to me,
and then on the phone, his grandson's like, I don't know what to really say to you guys.
In English?
Yeah, in English, because he's living in America, and I was just like, yeah, I don't really know what to say either. We're just having at your grandpa's restaurant, really, really nice. And then we just have a random conversation. He's studying civil engineering. Nice to talk to you, hero. Good luck. Good luck, hero. You know? And just we give the phone back, and I was just like, I don't know what the grandpa was expecting, but he was so excited that I just didn't want to let him down.
It's like, you Americans know each other, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're American? My grandson's in America. You'll be
you
best
guys will
friends.
get along.
You'll be best friends.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And so
That's so cute.
It's so cute. And then so we walk out, and we start exploring the town a little bit more. And there we find this festival or something that's going on, and it's one of the most random things I'm seeing thing, going to this little town in Japan. And then there's this festival and there's a band playing some music. And the band were dressed up as Santa Claus, Mario, and the exact same clown outfit I had for the Trash Taste After Dark special. Like they had the exact same clown outfit.
All the Amazon basics.
Yeah, all the Amazon
basics.
So me and Cindy just sit down and we're just like, oh, let's see what this is about. So we sit down. Out of nowhere, we get fucking recognized by a random person there.
All right.
So I'm like, and I'm like, holy shit! Even here, like we are getting recognized. I didn't think there would be anyone here that could, that would know Trash Taste, know like us and everything like that. So we're like, we're just. So after that incident, we were just like a little on guard, not on guard, but just like, oh, that is aware, that is a possibility. So we're just sitting down, and then suddenly, this random Japanese bloke just sits next to us. Like we're at a table. He just sits down. And we're just like, and in the first thing I thought was, oh, it must be a fan. And I look at him. It's an old Japanese guy. I'm like, this doesn't look like the usual Trash Taste viewer.
That doesn't look like a Trash Taste
And I'm
fan.
like, what do you say in Japanese to be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And so the closest thing Sydney goes is like, konnichiwa?
Which couldn't be which could be the most like passive aggressive way of just being like, excuse me.
Yeah. Because like in English, I'd be like, hello, mate. Are you okay? And Sydney just, and like the closest thing we can think of is konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa, mate.
Yeah, konnichiwa, mate. What are you doing here? And then so he takes his hat off. It's the sushi chef. We didn't recognize him. We didn't fucking recognize him. He just fucking sat down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the fucking sushi chef.
Holy
And
shit.
we're like, holy fucking shit.
Did he follow you?
Huh? No, he sits down. We have a
You
nice
need to talk to my grandson again.
yeah, we have a nice little chat. and
Hero's
everything.
been acting out.
Yeah.
Could you give him a call?
We have a nice little chat and everything, and then like he ends the conversation going like, he looks around and he goes, "See everyone here? I know everyone here." and it's like, oh, okay, boss man's right here. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the boss man of the
Level
town right
100
here.
mafia boss.
Yeah,
right here.
yeah. And then he goes, "If you ever come back here, please come back to my sushi place." He goes to me, he goes, "Hey, let's be friends." And I'm like,
Oh my God, that's so cute.
oh my God,
What the fuck?
This is like
We need a slice of life anime revolved around this guy.
and I'm like, I feel like that was the exact moment where I'm just like, I get slice of life. It's all
Wait,
about.
that was the moment you got it?
I was just like, I don't know. That little interaction just brought me so much joy.
Right.
And I was just,
I agree when it's your life. It's a slice of your own life.
I don't want to vicariously look through it.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking
Yeah.
watch someone else succeed in life. Yeah, having a good time while I'm praying for a good time. I want to go out and have it.
I was just like, it's just like little moments like that when I'm just like, yeah. Life is cool. I don't know. That was just,
No, that's awesome. That's like when
nice.
life is
Yeah,
fun.
no, that's
little
fun.
weird adventures.
But
little
like,
weird adventures.
I wasn't expecting that interaction to be the moment where you go home and you watch a slice of life and you're like, that's like me for real. Like, it's a bit different, you know?
I love that episode of the anime where the foreigner main character goes
And
to
meets
Yamanashi.
the sushi chef. It's Yamanashi.
Befriends the local population.
Like, it never happens.
It wasn't that exact moment, but that kind of like cemented it for me, where it was just like,
Right.
oh, I get.
It's the little
feeling now.
moments.
It's like when the little moments you see in Slice of Life, where it's just people going on adventures. What?
I said I had like the inverse where I was in Docomo trying to sort out some fucking other payment for my other SIM cards, and these foreigners walked in and they were like 80 years old.
Yeah.
Foreigners, I'm fucking foreign.
Yeah.
These other foreigners walked in, and they were clearly tourists, and like they were like 80, 70, very, very elderly.
Yeah.
And they started talking to the people, and they clearly didn't speak any Japanese. And I just go up to them like, "Hey, what do you want? By the way, like, what's wrong?"
Yeah.
Because the Japanese people they were like,
Freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, our SIM cards don't work, and on the top right corner it says Docomo, so I think that they can help me."
Right.
And I'm like, "They can't help you." I'm like, they can't. I'm like, they're not gonna help you. I'm gonna save you 30 minutes. Just leave.
Don't bother.
They're not gonna help you. It turned out they bought their SIM cards online and they couldn't call each other. And I was like, yeah, you can't. It's the way that they don't give out phone numbers.
That's the point where it's like, how many layers do I need to go down to explain? This shit ain't worth it.
I just told them, I'm like, hey, because they wanted to call each other, and I was like, yeah, you can't do that.
No,
you can't get a phone number in Japan unless you live here and you get a SIM card. And I'm like, so I basically just like,
burner phones are not.
I'll be honest, you can have the data. That works, nice, but you won't be able to call each other. Save yourself 40 minutes.
Grab a WhatsApp, Viber, something. Just use that. Yeah.
I was like, they're not going to be able to help you. I'm like, they don't do these SIMs. They had data only SIM, and they thought they had calls because the advertising on the plan they bought said calls, but it was kind of like a Skype thing. It was the whole thing, and I was just like, don't bother.
Literally the dichotomy of the two different experiences.
You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here.
You can have a great slice of life experience, or you can walk into a Docomo and waste 30 minutes.
I told them, I was like, hey, I'm a customer. I paid them monthly, and I've been here for an hour waiting to get something to happen. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Maybe you should just enjoy your day. Maybe you should just have a good time. Yeah. They're like, maybe you want to call each other. I'm like, you'll be fine.
Nah, you'll be right. Just move together as a group. You'll be fine.
I have noticed that the more from like Tokyo southwards, people are more fun. More north, not so fun.
Oh, you think so?
People are way more chill the more south you go in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And by south, I mean, I guess west.
Yeah.
West and south, way more chill.
Southwest, yeah.
Yeah, because you start going to like Tokyo, people get more chill. Osaka, super chill, super outgoing. And then people get more chill. And then Kyushu people are really chill.
Yeah. Okinawa as well. Everyone is so
really willing to
friendly.
talk, really outgoing.
So
and
friendly.
the more north you go, the less willing. But people in Hokkaido do not want to talk.
No.
So I feel like it's kind of I mean, Yamanashi's kind of like more west.
Tohoku and Hokkaido, I've noticed is like even Japanese
they
people
don't really
want to talk to each other. Japanese people.
No, they really don't want to talk. I've just noticed.
And I wonder why. It's such a weird cultural difference.
I don't know if it's like the cold makes people not want to talk to each other more.
I think it is the weather. Actually.
I don't want to open my mouth.
I don't know.
I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak from my experience, at least. Whenever you go to a country that is more known for like hotter climate, things just move slower. Right? Things move slower, but like the offset of that is that people would just seem more chill. You know,
I'll never forget what you said about Australia when you went. You were like, it's like the UK, but everyone's happy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. People are just more chill there. It's like
it's interesting how happiness shapes a country.
Yeah, it's probably the weather. To be honest, the weather certainly helps.
Yeah, I mean, like
maybe, but it's like there are some parts of like Southwest Japan where it's like the weather is not that great.
Right.
So I'm sure the weather is a factor,
really hot.
but it might be like some kind of like actual cultural root of spanning however many generations that is just ingrained into the local culture there. I don't know.
It's like Kyushu's really chill. Everyone in Kyushu is really talkative, really chill, just vibes. Yeah. A lot more outgoing, I found, than when we were in Hokkaido. It was like the complete opposite. People in Hokkaido do not want to talk.
No.
Well, I feel like Hokkaido, especially during the winter, it's just like
every man for themselves.
Yeah, you have to make your time count.
I don't know if it was more. It felt like they were more open to it in winter because it was like more touristy.
Right.
And when I was there in summer, it was like a completely different vibe. Where they were just like, "What are you here? Get out! You're not welcome here. Get out!" Nah, chill. I don't know. It's not that bad, but you just feel like no one wants to talk, which is fine because like, I'm not going around being like, "Hey, let's talk." But it's like even just like little conversations. You know, maybe at the konbini, like when I went to Starbucks in Kyushu with Chris, the people were way more talkative, asking questions. Like, what are you doing? What are you up to? And it's like, oh, this doesn't happen.
Dude, in Okinawa,
in Tokyo, bro. I mean, there's no time for that shit in Tokyo. Everyone's like. Get out. Get your food. Ramen. Fuck off. Eat it.
In Okinawa, everyone fucking talks to you. Like it's like you could be in the middle of the fucking forest and they'll just be like,
good vibes.
So what are you up to today?
Good
and I was like, oh, I'm not used to this. Hold on.
Good vibes.
Yeah, it's great vibes. Yeah.
Especially like tropical climates. You know, Okinawa's like tropical climate. I can see that. But I'm betting it's very hard to get shit done there.
Just not a whole lot happens over there. But that's kind of like why I like I know we're making a full circle here, but like I feel the most like slice of life anime experience when I'm in Okinawa.
Oh, do you?
Because nothing happens there, but I like the fact that nothing happens there.
Yeah.
It kind of
military.
It moves, yeah. Other than that, but like it kind of moves at its own time, where it's like you know you could be going through the whole day in Okinawa doing nothing. You walk around even in the city in like Naha, and everyone's just kind of like vibing. Like no one's. It doesn't seem like anyone's like busy or like you know on the clock or anything like that or like stressed out. Everyone's just like we're just here. We're just chilling, just living our life. You doing good, bro? All right, sick. Yeah, it's like shit. Like you know, it's just like that's the vibe I get, and it's like. Because I remember when we stayed, when we went to our friend's place, who lives in Okinawa, whose parents live in Okinawa.
Yeah.
And it's like the most like fucking traditional Japanese house ever, right?
Yeah.
Like just like literally the shit you see in like non-biori, like slice of life shit. It's that kind of house. And I remember just like while I was in that house, everything just moved really slowly. And I didn't care about what time it was or what we were doing. We were just like chatting and chilling in the living room and just like, you know, my friend's like dad like collects all this sake and he was just like showing us all this shit. And I'm like, you know, it's not like I was like super engrossed in what he was talking about, but it was like, you know what? I can fuck with this. This kind of nice. And I don't know why I like that.
Do you guys have like a sanctuary? Someplace you go to
toilet.
that...
Wait, what did you say?
The toilet. Surely that's yours. You spend fucking 90% of your life on it.
Ain't no way it's the toilet for you. You fucking speed run that
That's
shit,
a
man.
sanctuary moment. Those 10 minutes are
Don't
valuable.
even wipe, bro.
This
Just swish.
motherfucker's like, I'll see you next year when he's on the toilet.
Yeah. No, I'm talking
He thinks
about...
the toilet's like the hyperbolic time chamber. Just like, I'll see you in 20 years, bro.
I'm talking about like a place that you can go to and it's always going to be like the same. It's always going to give you like comfort whenever you need to like take a break or something like that. It can be like...
Parks.
Can be parks.
I don't know. For me, it's not necessarily the place. It's more like what I'm feeling and what I'm doing, as opposed to the place. Because I feel like then, if I put too much weight on a place and then it changes or whatever, I'll be like,
no, that's the thing, right? Because
I'll be sad.
That's the reason I brought it up, because I know a few people have like their own sanctuary. Most of the time, it's their home, especially if you've moved out of your country, moved out of your house. Your sanctuary is kind of like your home. And I'm wondering if you guys have ever had that moment where you're just like really looking forward to coming back home, come to a place you haven't been to for a long time, but you've valued for a long time, and then something small changes, and you're like, I hate it. I hate it. How dare this small thing change, even though that's the natural course of life?
Yeah.
Like, how dare my favorite restaurant near my house like fucking close down or shit like that?
Yeah.
And you're like,
that shit hurts.
How like it? Like nothing hurts more.
Like perfect. Like so like my grandma's house, for example, in Japan is like a great example of that. I haven't been back since she moved before the pandemic started.
Yeah.
And when I say she moved, I literally mean she moved from an apartment that was like here to the apartment literally across the road. So in terms of local area, nothing has changed.
Right.
But I'm going back like at the end of the month to, to celebrate New Year's, and I'm just dreading. I'm like, it's the same, but it's not the same. something about this is not the same. It's not the same, even though it is the same. And it's just like it's still in the same town. It's literally across the road. Like if I wanted to go to the old apartment, it's like a 30-second walk. It's right there. But I'm just dreading. There's a part of me that's dreading where I'm just like, it's not going to be like it was before, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially going to your grandma's place. Yeah. That's something that always felt like it never changed. Like your grandparents' place, that was always the same shit. When you were a kid, growing up, teenager, I like
my grandma's place in Australia. That's my sanctuary because I'm like, that shit hasn't changed in like 50 years. She's been living there her whole life. I'm like, that's good. But my grandma here, I'm just like, you've changed. How dare you? How dare you change?
I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I always liked it when it changed. I was like, oh,
really?
Nice. You're upgrading or you're changing things. Yeah. That's cool. I
like
that.
But don't you feel like, I don't know, don't you feel like you lose like even a little bit of like that nostalgia?
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, sure. But like, does that, I mean, for me, it's like, I don't really mind. It's whatever. Nostalgia's so
types of people, man.
Nostalgia's overrated.
I fucking love nostalgia.
Oh, why you don't like slice of life?
Yeah.
That's why game devs have been milking us dry with nostalgia, dude, with the dog shit remake. That's why. They're taking that and shoving it back in.
Nah, man. If you never look back, you can never tell how far you've gotten, man. Nostalgia's fucking important, man. Like,
Is nostalgia looking back, or is it missing or wanting that feeling again of a?
It's a bit of both, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's looking.
I'm retrospective. I don't think I just don't indulge.
It's looking back. I think nostalgia is like a combination of things. It's the whole looking back and being like, do you remember the good old days? But also it's the looking back and being like, I remember my not where the world was at that point in time, but where I was in that point in time.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes you don't miss that shit. Sometimes you're like, I'm glad I'm an adult now with expendable income and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that shit's great.
Whenever I want.
But there's a part of me that also misses, my granddad buying me ice cream at the local fucking store.
Yeah.
After school and stuff like that. Like that. I miss the fuck out of that.
Damn, why my brain don't do that?
I don't know.
I don't know why my brain don't like that.
Your brain is just constantly upgrading, dude.
I think so. I'm like upgrade.
The new upgrade comes and it's like upgrade, replacing memory.
Progress must be made.
CDOG version 3.51 now.
Installing new drivers.
Hold on, patching myself.
Fixing bugs and glitches. But yeah. Hey, look at all these patrons though. Do you think they feel nostalgia? Let us know in the comments. Are you the kind of person who looks back on life fondly, or are you the person like Connor where you just want to constantly upgrade? Either way, for those of you who aren't following the Patreon, you should upgrade to being a Patreon follower by going to patreon.com/trashtaste. Support the show. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. And Merry Christmas once again. If you don't celebrate it, happy holidays, whatever you do.
If there is a time to, welcome your family and feel nostalgic about all the relations you've had, maybe you're in your sanctuary right now because you're in your family home. So hope you are having a wonderful time, and I hope that racist uncle is not saying some awful stuff right now.
Happy holidays, everyone. Bye.